Are we here?
Hey!
Hello.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back.
Evening, peeps.
Evening. I love that song. Welcome back to Chasing Tales. And the Soulguard have some adventuring to do. Before we get into all of that, we do have a couple announcements. In trying to do this in a more formal order, in past weeks we've kind of gone a bit, let's play a game. So, first up, hello. Second of all, want to hammer in at the beginning of this our thanks and call out to the Cognitive Merchant. They are providing some ongoing support with us being a very young stream, kind of still figuring out what we're doing. They're providing a lot of support in that, so thank you very much to those guys. They produce, as being demonstrated, fantastic handmade, bespoke, high quality leather accessories, including vegetarian and vegan leather, for tabletop RPGs, for dice bags, dice trays, and for LARP gear, armor. More products always coming out, and they're very open to customers and commissions, so check them out. They're really, really cool. Two, at some point in the next week, we won't put a date on it because we're busy. But Lore Drop, a new series going into the history and lore of Evantos, is coming out soon. So keep an eye out for that. We'll publicize when we know when that's coming out, so you'll be able to get ready and prepare yourself for the narrative care package that is heading your way.
Exciting.
Because Evantos is a
Narrative
homebrew
care
setting.
package.
This is a homebrew setting. This is not Faerun. This is not the Forgotten Realms. And there are aspects of the history which change and influence the game that you see and watch every Thursday. So if you want to know more about that, check us out. We'll post that soon. Next up, you're all level 10.
Yes.
Yay!
Yeah, baby.
You guys, we'll do a full recap in a minute, but you guys have done so much stuff. You've traveled, you've found brothers, you've quashed alien invasions, you've traveled across mountain ranges.
We're basically gods.
You guys are level 10. You are basically god.
We are.
Oh.
You are unkillable.
We're basically gods. Let's
I
jump
am
off
not.
cliffs and turn
No,
into goldfish.
I am not jumping off a cliff.
Yes, you are. This is.
No.
Turn into a goldfish.
Do it for the meme.
For the meme.
There is no reference here.
Nope.
So yeah, the characters are now all level 10. Congrats. And so as we dive into the second half of this campaign, as we break that boundary that was like 10% of games get beyond level 10, we'll have a recap of what has happened to put our adventurers where they are now. Many months ago, a group of adventurers, a gnome, a dark elf, a robot man, a very, very classy lady, and a few others, gathered in the kingdom of Adigan, right in the capital, where they were victims, or Newt, the Warforged robot man, was victim of a hate crime. Because national tensions between the origin place of these Warforged and Adigan were high. Volm and Adigan looked on the brink of war. But stepping in to make sure that Newt was no victim of this thing, this group of ragtag strangers came together. Bonding over this aid, they then sought to help another. The gnome Maple, their fiery red hair, had to go looking for a brother and a bow. Heading north past Hope Summerhold's hometown of Muldrin, they found their way onto a ship and across the Silveran Sea. Upon the Echobrand Isle, the bastion of civilization across these pirate-riddled seas, they engaged in slightly less than legal activity for the Cinder Clutch, a kingdom-spanning criminal organization, to get some sweet, sweet gold. With this, they bought themselves their ship, the Selkie's Wrath, a small but well-outfitted small merchant trader. Aboard this, they headed right to the belly of the beast, where they had reason to believe that Pine, Maple's brother, was, or had been taken. They headed to Leversuda, the pirate island capital where the dread pirate lord Malice ruled over the Stygian fleet, his pirates that all bow to him. Where they found Pine, who had become a pirate, and lost an arm. Moving on from there, they headed to where they believed the boat, an island near Naratos, an island occupied by different clans of goblins. Ramming the boat ashore, they fought their way through goblins of different tribes, through strange villages, until they came across the leader of the Glar tribe. And they killed him and took the bow they sought, the Soul Zephyr, a gift to a previous member of Maple's gnomish tribe. Bow in hand, they headed back and picked up a new addition, a half-orc, half-elf druid with a limp, pointy ears, and a taste for strange fungus. With new friends in tow, they headed back south, looking for Hemlock's parents. They found more than they bargained for. An insurgency of mind flayers had laid a very quiet grasp around the King of Adigan and beyond. The group travelled here and there across the kingdom, uprooting this insurgency wherever they found them. And now, with a level of certainty that this threat has passed, they went on holiday to go visit Maple's parents and the rest of the tribe across the mountains to the east. On the way, however, this calming, relaxing time of rest was interrupted by the slow, burgeoning whispers of something more sinister.
Burgeoning.
But yeah, hot burgeoning stuff. They encountered a Volman defector. Someone similar to Newt, who had left Volm out of fear, with ties to a similar relic found by Ashura and Hope. A relic of the Children of the Sun, the ancient titans that once ruled and dominated the world. Returning from this adventure to Maple's tribes, this came to a boiling point, with Kaelin stealing both relics, betraying the party, and vanishing into the night. Time did not stand still for our adventurers during this. The tensions that boiled between Volm and Adigan spilled over into war. Fortresses were lost, battles were had, and to the south, in a fortress called Flail's End, the end of the wall that separates Adigan and Volm, a red dragon named Ivrenfar has been plaguing the fortress, not taking it, but playing with it as a cat does with food. The group, speaking with their contacts within the Adigan military, have agreed to head south to find where this dragon has taken its lair in the woods west of this fortress, and to see what can be done to rid the south of this plague. Where we left off, all of you bid farewell to your plain traveling Pendalion. You stand in the middle of the gardens of your estate, Yelenhall Manor, and as you all feel a brief surge in hit points and abilities, what would you guys like to do?
I don't know why, but I feel like I'm even more resistant to disease now. It's weird.
Is that just something you feel? Like you just happen to be? Like you drink?
Just feel.
I mean, it's always been that way. It just feels like it's more prominent now, you know?
Yeah, remember that time in the cave that we also...
Nope, you cut out for me.
Nope, you cut out. I remember that time in the cave. Silence.
Actually,
I know
Yes.
what you mean. We saw the Arc Scion and suddenly, bah, got stronger.
Actually, I do remember that time in the cave when something happened. That's for sure.
Yeah. All
yeah.
of a sudden, I feel more perceptive. It is
Yes.
strange.
It's just like that. It just happens. It's very
Like
Wait,
I can see everything.
Wait, what's happening to the map?
Guys, watch out. Volm is invading.
Oh god.
God damn it. No,
Jordan,
there is
no.
room for one pirate robot in this party. Get back.
Dude, please. Okay.
So-
Are we gonna go find
Whew.
the dragon?
I think we're gonna...
I believe that was our mission, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what time of day is it, just for reference?
I believe
It's
You
late,
guys-
right?
We had dinner with
Yeah, you
Pendalion and then went to bed, right?
exactly. Yeah. Earlier that
Okay.
day, you went and discussed with
Oh, yeah.
Jed Riona, your contact at the with the Adian military. Your intention is to, in the next day or so, begin your journey south. You came home and had dinner with Pendalion, discussing different planar portals and places, and then he bid his farewells.
So we kind of need to. When do we want to go? By the way, should we want to go? Do we want to go like now? Do we want to get like a week? Because this is not on a time schedule, kind of, is it?
Well,
I
I
mean, it's on the time schedule of he might kill every...
Yeah. But not like
thing,
not
but-
like he's doing it tomorrow. You know?
No, but the
Well,
longer
he's
we wait,
no,
the more
but
damage he does.
he's doing it today. He will be doing it tomorrow. He'll be doing it the day after. This
Mm-hmm.
this
Not the day
dragon.
after them. That's holiday.
No, it's a Sunday. Wait, what Sunday? We don't have Sunday.
What's
I mean, every-
what word is that?
There is no Lord's Day.
Guys, it's
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Sun is out every day. What are you talking about?
It would be a Children of the Sunday. Get what I mean?
Uh,
Get out of here with your heresy.
I personally, I believe we should make haste. Ideally,
mhm.
fetch some horses, stock up on rations, and
find the dragon.
Sounds like the best move.
Okay.
I personally would like to maybe go do a little bit of shopping this morning.
I will agree to you on that. I need to go buy some books. And yes, ready for that.
I'm thinking some potions. I'm
Oh,
not
do we have-
sure
Do we have health
how well
potions?
we can find those in Atigan, but
I mean, did we have some at least?
You had 6 healing potions from before Hemlock left, and a potion of detect thoughts, and one other thing. I can't remember which one. Clairvoyance.
Bye-bye.
I'm
Oh,
thinking
yes.
I'm thinking fire resistance.
Resistance.
Mhm.
We have that.
Hello.
We have a potion of fire resistance.
We
Well,
do.
one.
Oh,
Okay.
one.
More would be good.
We'll just put
More would
Newt.
probably be good.
Mm.
Newt, are you made of wood again, or like wood and metal, right?
I mean, like, yes, but it's not normal wood. We've been over this, Ashura.
All right. So just like flames doesn't like particularly like set you aflame, right?
I mean, it sets me aflame just as much as it does you.
You don't know that.
We can try it.
Mm.
No. Okay. Let's go.
I'd really rather not.
All right. Yes, I'll go with you, Markos. I need to go buy some books. And yep. So, who wants to come?
What kind of books are you buying, sweetheart?
I need to buy some like bestiary kind of book because I don't know many animals around, and I kind of want to know. And I've got some spells up my sleeve that I want to be able to put out while knowing what the hell I'm doing with it. So
I'm fairly familiar with beasts. I can definitely maybe impart a bit of my knowledge.
okay, that
I'm-
works. That works.
In fact, you may say that beasts are one of my favorite enemies.
Would you say you're a beastmaster? No.
No.
right? No.
I would say that I'm more of a beast hunter.
Like
Just a hunter in
Yeah,
general.
just
I
a
hunt my target down.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, and mostly I need to buy some books around. But you like last time we checked, there is no books on like arcane magic in Aragon, right?
Not really.
No.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'll buy some bestiary and talk about it with Markos, and that's it. Markos, what do you need to buy?
Just general trail rations, maybe some healing potions, and definitely fire resistance if the dragon we're going to be facing is a fire-breathing variety.
Okay, fair enough.
I need to pick up some inks and some components, so I'll come book shopping with you, my dear.
One thing I did forget to recap in that last section, the last thing that happened before we left off, just before Pendalian left, he allowed you one use of his magical quill, where you asked about how to understand and stop the plotting of the Children of the Sun to return. And it told you the location of where you might find a tome that would tell you. The location it gave you was Titan's Heart.
So you mean Titan's Crack, right? Is that? Just want to be sure.
I mean,
The
probably
map says
location
Titan's
in the center
Crack.
of the
Andrew.
island is Titan's Crack. The
Mm.
map
Look, the Titan got its heart broke. It's a very sore subject when you're
All the
talking about it.
viewers can tell me that the map. They all agree with me. The map says Titan's Crack, Andrew. No, it disappeared. Andrew, what did you do? Andrew, put it back on.
Baited.
This is really
I
bad.
think moving on to the morning of the 2nd, Pendalian left,
Yes.
rested, awoken, and he was heading into the city to get some shopping done.
Hell yeah.
Actually, before we all dash off this morning, I think, look, yes, maybe we're going to have to fight a dragon. Ultimately, maybe not.
Maybe you shouldn't.
Well, yes. I think it might be worth finding someone. Maybe Jed. I don't know. I don't know if Jed is the kind of person to go to about this stuff. Where we can talk about potentially offering an allyship to Ivrenfar.
Yes.
know we are basically just like moderately talented freelancers at this point. I listened to my father's lessons enough to know I can't just go around offering land in Adigan any which way. So
I do not believe we should be dealing with this dragon personally.
So just never talk to him. Just be like, hey, and bye. And just be like, it's here. Yeah? I'm not judging on that plan. I'm just saying the plan, right? It's that we just say, it's there. Go
I am not sure the Kingdom of Adigan would be willing to ally themselves with such a creature.
It's not necessarily about allying it as more as it is about placating it.
Yeah. I think they'd prefer a dragon that doesn't burn down their cities and citizens alike.
I think they would prefer not a dragon.
So just
True, but that depends on whether that's possible. We need to...
with prior planning and backup, it is possible.
A dragon that you give X amount of gold and cattle to in some sort of draconic transaction. Sorry, I'm not really good at dragon
In
stuff.
some sort of tithe?
Right, but then...
You would have the Kingdom of Adigan pay taxes to a dragon.
You can ask him to do favors such as burn down entire workshops building Warforged.
Or we could not
like
get a dragon involved anymore in our affairs than we need to, and... I do not know. I'm not buying this plan.
To be fair, Markos...
I would...
Yes, go ahead, Hemlock.
I will say, Hope, I think what you're saying is a good idea, at least having a backup plan of something, talking to someone with more power in this nation than us, I think is definitely a good idea. But I do also agree with Markos. If we can avoid being seen by this dragon at any cost, I think that's more important. It's more just having a contingency put in place that if we can't get away unseen, if we have come across this dragon who has now seen us having been sent by the Adigani forces to observe it, I don't think it's going to exactly let us walk away.
Who knows, maybe. I totally don't know Red Dragons. This is maybe why we need to buy a book on dragons. Let's just do that.
I think the important thing here is that we have all of our plans ready before we go. We can have things such as knowing what kind of deals that we can make with this dragon if it comes to communication. We can try and observe it from a distance first. If that fails, then we can go to the communication. And if that fails also, then we could possibly resort to combat. And I think we should be preparing for each of these things individually. So we can still, Markos, you could still go out and get the fire resistance, the healing potions and such, just in case. But we can also...
those are insurance, not... I do not intend to use those. I hope to not have to use those.
No one hopes to use a healing potion.
Well, you know...
Said.
I don't expect to win anything over in a day anyway, and we can always use the excuse of... You know, Hemlock, you saying that maybe it'll see us and won't like us in its territory and it'll be a little snippy about it. Yes, I think perhaps if we go to it as if, like, we are the first reconnaissance to speak to Ivrenfar, that's a good way to be like, yes, maybe we'll come back with more offerings, and then maybe we don't come back with more offerings. I mean, it's a dragon. Ugh. Like, maybe we come back later with big swords. you know? But just knowing a little bit about how we can schmooze it without directly lying to it would maybe help myself and Ashura out. We're pretty good at talking to dragons, right, Ashura? I hear dragons quite like you.
Yeah, you know, I'm thinking, don't like dragons like to hoard things, like, you know, like just like bring a gift or something in case? I don't know very much dragons when I think about it.
I'm trying to think what kind of something Adagan could offer that Volm could not, that would be delectable for a dragon's hoard. You know, like a gift, like a housewarming gift kind of thing. Like, oh, first contact, look at this beautiful golden ox. I don't know. Like, any ideas?
I'm very bad.
I've got nothing.
Yeah. No.
Do we have golden oxes in that
I
again?
don't think so.
Okay.
A small voice pipes up as one of your younger servers, your younger staff, pokes a head into the room. Should I bring any more tea? Or will you be heading out soon? It's Eloise, the young human woman.
Eloise, sorry, I don't need more tea. Anyone?
No, thank you, Eloise.
Thank you.
You take this way.
Eloise,
Yes, ma'am.
what is something from this country that always reminds you of home and makes you feel really, you know, like what gives you that sense of Adagan, you know? Like a food or a type of clothing or anything really. I don't. We're just putting our heads together to come up with a thing.
Well, she looks a little kind of stumped, and she like stops and like racks her brains. Mum always said that it was something to be proud of, but we're from a nation that has been attacked by lots of other places and has never fought.
So soldiers? No, that sounds bad. That sounds exactly what we're trying
No,
to do. Yeah, no.
No, I come from a military family, and Markos himself, like, yes, it's definitely something Adagan should be very proud of. Thank you, Eloise.
Proposing
yeah.
giving me as tribute to the dragon.
No!
No.
Oh my
mean,
goodness,
that's
I
what
was
I
trying
heard.
to keep the fact of the dragon away from lovely Eloise here.
Wait,
Eloise,
you're going to see a dragon?
No, it's
Yes.
like a fake dragon. It's like an idea dragon. It's more of a metaphor for like.
Me,
What is it a metaphor for, Ashura? I'm very curious.
Life in
Wait,
itself.
no.
Eloise, life is like a dragon. Sometimes it breathes fire.
And
Sometimes
you try to
sometimes it rejects you.
Sometimes it rejects you. Sometimes it's like, hey, I want to kiss you, and sometimes it's like, no, you don't.
Never
You
said
know.
you-
Life is
Bro,
a bitch.
sorry.
Bitch. Yes. That's
Okay. Well, if no one needs tea,
yeah. No tea.
you know what?
Could I get the coffee?
Coffee.
Yes,
yeah.
yes, of course, sir. And she kind of
Thank you.
heads out of the room with an expression of someone that has just been hit with like. By the way, yeah, my boss goes and dances with fairies and chats up dragons. Which are real, but even in this world are rare enough that they border on mythological to some people.
Do our staff know what we do?
I mean, yeah,
I
but I mean, do you
I
guys?
think- I think there
I-
are like two. There are two.
No,
more
this is in
senior-
character.
Oh well,
Do we
our
tell them?
groundskeeper and our Andrew, what's the name for the person who like takes and receives letters and manages that, like the housekeeper?
There's the steward.
Yeah, the steward. The steward and our groundskeeper certainly
Monkey.
do know, because the groundskeeper is a kind of backup security for us.
Well, he
Rest
used to
of
be an
the staff-
adventurer, I think.
I think
Yeah,
so.
he did.
Yeah.
Until he took an arrow to the knee.
Until he took an arrow to the knee. Yes.
All that kind of
But the other four, I don't often include them in on the comings and goings. The
Like,
stewardess
I
is
don't-
allowed to do that at her own leisure.
I don't believe any of your staff have like been in the workshop and seen mind flayers around the place.
I mean,
You haven't ever hidden things from them, but nor have you done anything more than like discuss things and maybe they're about.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, like the steward takes and receives our letters, and
Hmm.
then the other guy, I've asked him specifically to bodyguard people before. So like,
He was
I was
really
gonna
bad
say
at
like,
it.
yeah, he was. Kind of bad at it.
I just remember like two games ago where he was like, look at the door. Don't let anyone
Hey,
get
just don't
out. And he
Look,
like,
just don't get
oh.
paralyzed.
Hey,
It's
to be
easy.
fair, he said you hope to tell him to not let Kalen come out.
But
Never
They
said
never went
but
in.
They never went in.
But she was, I think it's just boom. Yeah.
Anyway.
What?
Anyway.
No, Kaelin came out their room and went to Ashura's room.
Anyway, they got him. That's
Anyway,
that's
whatever.
Just got it.
Back to now.
Back to now.
No.
That's not
Back to now.
So I think perhaps we spend a day trying to think of a gift to take to the dragon. I don't want to give it firearm. Don't think that's a good idea.
That sounds like very small. I don't know how big the dragon is, but that sounds very complicated to use.
No, like as in Ashura, I know you're from the Hokuri, but like the fact that we have guns is like the big thing.
I mean,
Yeah.
The Gani engineering is renowned.
It's like a bow, but just for smaller things. I don't find that incredible.
Okay, Mr. Time Stop.
Yeah,
When you actually get it to
that's
work
incredible.
for once, come back to us.
Ooh.
I've got a suggestion. If we're talking about Adagan being good at engineering and shit, do you want to go and see that Warforged blacksmith guy who makes like the insane trinkets and stuff?
That could be a
Daenerys.
shout.
And just be like, hey, do you have a trinket for a dragon?
I mean, he made that fucking mechanical panther thing,
Yeah.
so
No, it's a great
He
idea.
makes excellent barding, and I don't know if it's a good
Yeah.
idea to give a dragon even more armor.
That's
But-
more my problem.
No,
That's more my
okay.
problem. Are we
Sorry,
gonna
I
get
like
dragon?
do spells and stuff. I don't get the stabbies.
Somehow I believe
I mean,
the
I can't say
dragon
I've
does
ever
not
tried to
need
stab
much.
a dragon.
I'm not sure the dragon needs much more in way of firepower or defenses. They're
Yeah.
pretty well known for being nearly unkillable and devastatingly powerful.
Like what else
Look,
can we add in?
I
Like,
would
Like
say
me.
Pistol
we could
hands.
ask Bobbin to make a gorgeous outfit for it, but I feel like that would go down about as well as it did with the old babbling sage.
The
Mm.
big
Yeah.
dragon sweater.
Dress.
the beautiful dress. Yee.
A nice silk dress for Ivrenfar.
But how?
I do
big?
agree. If we could go to someone like Deneric and ask for something of, I don't know, renowned beauty rather than firepower, something that's valuable, something that's nice to look at.
Sweetheart. No, I'm just kidding.
Are you offering yourself to the dragon now?
I
This
I've
conversation
done
is
it
going
before.
very fast.
I'd do it again.
We are giving him the entire country and ourselves. Go. I don't. All right.
I mean, I'm not from Adagan, so
Very
Neither
true.
am I.
Neither am I. So we
Same.
can give the country. I don't give a damn.
Please, no.
No. Okay.
Wow, that's a good point. Me and Hope here are the only two Adigani,
Yes.
and we're working for the Adigani
Yes.
government.
Yeah. So,
Mm.
so let's not
Yeah.
give Adig. Yes. No. I get it. So we can just
Big
go. and
DM
just
point.
ask-
If any of you want to switch sides in this conflict,
They did
I'm
run
good.
background. They ran
I
background
already
checks on all
did
of
that.
them,
It's
right?
not worth it.
I already did it, and I'm not going to do it again. It'd be kind of weird. It'd be like that awkward, like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Back.
Imagine
Yeah.
just being able to cast spells and be respected for it, though. I
Can't
mean,
relate.
I feel that.
Can't relate. Wolfwatch can't do magic rip.
I feel that very much. Okay.
I
let's
don't know. Maybe we could just invite him to a tea party. We'd throw the best tea party this
You know
side
what?
of the Silver and Sea.
We do
hands
make very
down.
good tea.
Why am I imagining?
And I
Well,
throw
big
very
tea
good
parties?
parties.
The dragon
never
could
made
sit
tea
around
for
and
a
heat the tea with his breath and la di da.
Getting it. It sounds wonderful, doesn't it, Markos? Oh, you were being sarcastic.
Yes.
Oh.
I'm going to go to the store.
That sounds a good idea.
Yes, you
Markos,
do
I'm going
that.
with you. Guys, please let's not buy like a huge set of tea, like very big for the dragon. I think that would be
massive China set.
Just that's what I'm picturing. I don't know about.
Oh,
you.
Jordan wants this so bad.
Massive-
A gold tea
That,
set,
like,
like,
turns
Oh,
to
I
give
want
to
this.
a dragon?
Like that.
Like, I think it'd, like, vibe it.
Fucking amazing. I want that.
Yeah.
Fuck a dragon, I'll take it.
You don't need tea bath. All right, let's just go. I need to go buy some book. We'll talk to Jed.
I need some ink. I'm coming with you, too. I will stop talking nonsense about dragons.
Do we want to go talk to Jed at the same time? I think that would be good.
We can.
Um,
Some people
We
going to
said to
Jet.
let
Maybe
him know
some.
when we set off.
Maybe some going to Deneric as well. I still think that's a good shout.
Yes.
At least seeing if there's anything he
Well,
can
I
do.
don't- Gnome with the great proclivity for finding magic items, the Warforged and the Wonderful Hemlock all go to generic. Us three will go generic shopping, and then we can all meet back at the Living Woodyard at, say, just past lunch.
Fair enough.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
It's cool.
Sounds very good to me.
It's actually
Alrighty.
2 p.m. already. Boom. We
But
have no idea.
we've been arguing for so long about dragons.
It's a late lunch,
No,
It's
okay?
late lunch.
As far as mundane shopping goes, things like rations, inks, things like that, you can just mark off the gold and have that home. Yes.
Maybe
How
My
that's
much
ink
is-
is like ever so slightly not mundane. It has to be ink with lead in, that costs 10 gold piece per
With lead in.
ration.
Special ink. Okay, so in terms of that and your potions of different varieties, can I have you and Markos make an investigation check, please? Or if you want to make an argument for a different kind of check that you would like to use instead of investigation.
Can I use Streetwise from 3.5, DM?
Like if you want to go around and I'll say you can hope you can use charisma for it.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, my investigation's terrible.
Andrew, I'm looking for a bookstore. And like,
Yes.
just like-
Hope, in weird classic Hope style, completely unable to find ink. Yeah, she got one. I don't know.
Oh
is that
no.
ink? No, that's meat. That's red meat.
I
Is
mean,
that
I
ink?
could ask Hemlock to crush up some lead and put it in some ink for me, probably.
Yes, crush up
I
some
can
lead.
do that.
Just
Oh,
Can
mate.
I make a perception check to find a potion shop?
Yes.
Hmm,
I will accept that.
how?
Is the city centre my favourite terrain?
It is not.
Ah,
The urban forest.
Can you explain to me how you you making your way to a potion shop with deception?
no, perception.
Okay,
Perception.
'cause I was like,
That's a 30.
30. Wow.
Christ.
There was one potion shop that was hiding. The stealth potions. So okay. As you're hunting for ink, you find lots and lots of ink. You find many scribes, and as you pass through the bookshops with Ashura looking for things on beasts and stuff, you do find people more than happy to sell ink to you. However, when you specify that it must include lead, you don't find anything of that nature. You can absolutely buy some ink and get some lead from elsewhere and figure that out from there onwards, but you don't find any ink with lead in it.
I just want to buy a lot of different coloured inks and parchment and stuff anyway, because like Hope has become like the scribe. So
Okay.
I will get some so I can scribe more.
Alright.
How much should I take out my inventory?
If you want to get, I'll say like 3 small bottles of different coloured inks and like a good sheaf of decent quality paper, rather than, I mean, you can get like super cheap, crappy paper, but like the letters will bleed and be quite unclear. If you want nice letters, I'll say you can get maybe a good sheath and some bottles of ink for 5 gold.
Yeah, cool. Easy peasy.
And it's you've put yourself together a compact but nice quality letter writing kit for yourself. Markos, as you kind of diverge a little from Ashura in their hunt for books, paper, and ink, you know where to start with potions. It is fairly easy to find the smaller infirmaries and some of the temples to sell healing potions. So if you'd like to get any regular healing potions, there are a small number available from those locations.
Potion seller, I'm going into
Make-
battle. And I need your strongest
Strongest
potion.
potions.
You
but-
cannot handle my strongest.
As you're passing through the Catacombs district, the nice garden district of temples within Adigan, looking for these, you catch someone going in the back of one of these churches with a small cart laden with small empty glass vials. Asking around through this person, you get an idea of who else is buying these small glass bottles. And following them along their little path of deliveries, you do find that the military themselves do have some herbalists of their own that do make other potions and things for use by some soldiers, some spies, is one of the largest uses for it. But as you find your way back actually to the RCC building itself, to the Royal Covert Commission, where you're going to meet Jed, you're recognised and let in, and you find your way through into the floor below, down a fairly narrow stone staircase, and you're pointed to a door at the end of this corridor. Knocking and finding your way inside, you find a small, very dry room. You might expect a basement in a stone building to have little damp, but this is perfectly dry. You can smell a very faint wood smoke coming from a small fireplace in the corner, and there is a cauldron and tables of very familiar looking glassware. Very similar to the glassware that you've seen in the workshop and in Hemlock and Ashura's rooms within the workshop. Hunched over this cauldron doing things is a vaguely familiar face, someone you have met once before. To catch their name very quickly. It is. You see this tall, kind of lanky figure, kind of almost like unrolling, with light grey skin, almost like slightly craggled, with short cropped white hair, that little kind of floppy top bit. You see the chief physician to the throne, the Earth Ganassi Ediphius Quartzbane. I recognize your face. What can I do for you?
Yes, hello. Physician Quartzbane, was it?
Quartzbane.
Quartzbane. Yes, hello. I am Second Lieutenant Markos Astreva, with the Gun Scouts, 2nd Infantry. We have
You were speaking to the king, I believe.
Yes, that is correct, with the Soulguard.
You're with them.
A recent reassignment.
Good for you. He kind of goes and collects a cold mug of tea off the side. As he picks up, his hand shakes slightly with an inherent tremor. I'm just putting his name in the chat. So, Markos, what can I do for you?
Well, me and the rest of the Soulguard, we are soon to be setting off on a rather dangerous mission, and there is a chance we will encounter rather a lot of fire. Dragon fire specifically, and I was wondering if you had alchemical countermeasures, let's say, and regular sort of healing as well. I would be happy to contribute some of the funds we have acquired to maybe help keep your stocks up.
I don't busy myself too much with regular healing potions, but I do provide different remedies and utilities for members of the RCC. Let me have a look. I think I may have something, but not many. More of my potions go towards hiding and things.
That could also be useful. The mission is
Like it starts going through little kind of
confrontation with this beast is not a desired outcome. So things that may improve the covert nature would perhaps be useful also.
Let me / him check. Well, I don't know actually, if dragons can see through such things. It seems like his attention has been heavily split. He's now going through a kind of well raw glass vials. Let me see. I think I only have 2 of these file ones left. Most of these have been made for specific purposes. Could you make a persuasion check for my Markos, please?
I can indeed.
He considers your plea.
Persuasion. It's only a +1. Oh, it's a natural 20. That's
Oh,
nice.
Yay!
Huh.
It's alright.
Congrats.
It's okay, I guess.
Thank you kindly. This should help a lot if we do happen to get caught out. I mean,
Of course. If you're heading south, you're going to deal with the dragon.
Ivrenfar.
Oh. Well, good luck. These were going to go to some people. You could probably use them a little more. I'm afraid my stock's a little low for general usage. These all have destinations, but
Yeah,
is
no,
there
for
anything else
sure,
I
for
can
sure.
do you for, or is that all?
Well, since I'm here, I'm wondering what in general do you have? I mean, there's do you perhaps make oils for weapons, or?
Sometimes.
I'm not sure there is
a
much you could
shipment
do for my
just-
rifle, perhaps.
No, we're quite busy with the war.
Of course.
Most of these have people they're going to.
Well,
But I hope those serve you well.
they will be of great help. Thank you, Master Quartzvein.
That's okay. And he kind of hunches back over the pot, expecting that you have finished, whether you have or not. Kind of turns and goes back to stirring things.
What?
Yeah, just smile at the guy, and then just sort of leave quietly.
Alrighty.
2 bottles in hand. So are they potions
two
of
small-
fire resistance?
Yes, you have 2 small bottles of fire resistance.
Excelente.
So, while
Did I manage to
you're-
acquire any healing? Sorry.
You can buy up to 4 regular potions if you'd like
4 regular healing potions. Cool, thank
from
you.
the various infirmaries and temples that had some that they could spare.
Cool,
Right,
so it's
Ashura,
200
you're
gold.
looking for books on dragons.
Yes.
Is it just dragons, or is it other things in general?
I'll try to get like one on particularly on dragon and one on like general bestiary of monstrosities and stuff like that.
Okay, make an investigation check.
I can do that, sir. I don't think I have. Yes.
I was gonna ask, can I be helping, because I like books and I want to
Sure.
stock the library and
Of course.
It's
dragons.
okay. You help. Do you want to roll?
Dragons.
Do you want to roll
Dragons.
on your own? Because I have.
No, I'll give you the help action. I'll
Are
give you
sure?
advantage.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
My
very
investigation
nice.
is
Well, my
lame.
first roll was an 18 plus 2, and my second is a 3 plus 2. So I'm taking the 18. So
Oh,
that's 20.
sorry.
Okay.
Nice,
No,
cool.
that's
You
fine.
burned the bad roll.
I think I will.
Okay.
Like Ashura was the 3, and Hope was just like, no, it's there. What are you talking about? This is. Stop. What are you doing?
As Hope busies herself gathering ink, occasionally kind of coming over to see what sections of bookshelves you're looking at as you spend the morning traversing the different stores of the city. You see these bookstores are pretty glad to have custom. It seems like in the last month or so, custom has dropped. business has slowed somewhat. There are fewer people coming in to buy books. People are kind of bustling in and out of cities much more quickly. You do manage to find several books on monstrosities and beasts. There are several books which talk of dangerous beasts of Adigan, which are just books which document and record different common dangers throughout the country. Such as if you're traveling through woods, these are things to look out for. You do manage to find one on dragons in particular. It's more of almost like a fantasy book about a dragon.
Okay.
But in it does mention several details of dragons and their actual physicality and their nature as well.
So like, do they say like they have a weak spot like right here, or?
It doesn't actually say that it has a specific weakness.
No. Okay. Are you checking? They don't have.
I'm having a quick think as to what kind
of like information we get. They are indestructible monsters that will.
They are invulnerable to all damage.
Yes, exactly.
Can we get like a video game tip loading screen?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like
get the game genie.
Don't attack.
Like in Skyrim, where it shows you like the picture of the troll, and you can rotate it, and it's like trolls are weak to fire.
Yeah, exactly.
the dragon's weakness is the big glowing spot just under its neck.
Exactly.
Or something. I don't know.
This isn't a Legend of Zelda game.
So from this book, delving into dragons in particular, you don't get anything specific about red. You do have about dragons of this kind of age, which seems to be comparable with Ivrenfar, the adult variety of dragons.
The big.
They are very good at detecting people trying to hide from them.
Okay.
They are very keen-eyed, and some of that comes from like they can see when the slightest thing has changed in their hoard of whatever treasures they gather. But it translates to if you're trying to hide from them, they're very good at spotting.
Okay, so
perhaps even better than Markos might be.
Plus 15?
I know.
More than plus 15? Maybe less.
No. It's plus 11.
Sorry. Plus 20?
I need to check that rule with proficiencies.
It does say that while very powerful and fairly intelligent, dragons are not. They're not the most difficult things to. As long as you make sure that it's placated with lots of flattery, lots of tributes to its might and its strength.
Yeah, tributes.
A well-placed lie can make its way through.
Nice. Yes, you're talking to the right person for that job. All right, cool.
And if you want to throw like, I'll say 10 gold at it, you'll get like 3 or 4 books to add to the library, including those bestiaries and dragon books.
Yes. Cool. Is there any...
I'll half it with you. I'll take 5 of those GPs.
Is there any books about how to deal with rejection? Let's get a package.
So there is a section on the bookshelf of rejection, a story, but it is empty. And as you kind of read that label and go,
there's like there's how to deal with rejection, how to train a dragon, how to deal with rejection with a dragon.
I like the idea that it's empty, but just a picture of Ashura lays on that shelf.
No, don't you guys get it? It's a rejection because there are no books.
There are no books there.
Rejecting you.
As you stop at this section of the bookshelf, the actual proprietor himself, have a tiefling, a tall halfling.
A tiefling.
So like 4'5",
just a person.
Comes up with a round belly, kind of pats your like hip. Sorry, we've been out of those for. Had a shipment coming in from the island, never arrived. Pity, it was our best seller. And he kind of potters back off to the till.
His best seller was books on rejection.
It's not a real need.
It's okay, son. It happens to the best of us.
Just looking.
Why are you in the self-help section,
No,
Ashura?
I was just walking past this spot. It's just look. It's exactly the book I wanted. How to deal with death. No, that's not. Also, this is really bad. This is really bad. This is a bad shop. I don't like you, Mr. Halfling. Let's just go. Right? This
Thank you for your business. Come again.
Yes. Okay, bye. Also, Andrew, your mic is clipping. I don't know what to do with that.
What can I do about that?
I don't know. just want to
Changing your condenser settings worked pretty well last time.
I just want to hear your voice fully, and as
That little switch.
You hear those
bound as it
dulcet
is.
tones.
Yes.
Well, that's something wrong.
I've got books to read now.
Or maybe if
Okay.
Discord is set to like.
Oh yeah, I've changed the Discord thing slightly, so we'll see if that's better.
Cool. Sorry, didn't want to.
Have I clicked
What's
yet?
up, so?
No.
Not yet.
Okay. If it comes again, let me know.
I'll make you sound
So-
like.
Hope, Ashura, Markos. Is there anything else that you would like to do in your morning of shopping? Ashura.
I like to
Hello.
buy. I don't know how available that is. I like to buy holy water. Can someone? Otherwise, I'm with Hope. I'm like, hey, can you make holy water?
No.
Okay,
Slate probably can.
that's a good point.
So they
I do
probably can.
believe. I'm pretty sure Slate actually had ceremony, and we talked about it a few times. And ceremony does make holy water.
I'll say
So-
with Marcos's big chunky 30 roll that took him past
Potion shop.
the temples and stuff.
Oh yes.
I'll say Markos could like report back that he like or like shout across the street as he's like following stuff and leaving you guys. But yeah, there are some vials of holy water in the temples which you can buy.
Cool.
A little bit more available than healing potions.
Yeah.
More people at the moment need healing than undead things need spritzing.
Spritzing.
Fair enough.
So I was like, if you want, they are. There's a thing for that.
There's a thing for that.
There's a thing for that. Yeah.
Yes.
There's a thing for that?
Yes. It's
There's a
just
thing
basically
for that.
Ashura has
Um,
a new addiction. He's just drinking holy water. This is exactly what normal people do. He's just gonna be chugging that holy water. So
Ashura's the kind of person who'd go out and buy
Um,
smart water.
It's 25 gold each. So
25 gold.
yes.
Cool. 50
So,
gold.
I'll go
and
50. You got two of those.
That's
Nice.
boom.
All right.
50 gold removed and 2 holy water.
Hemlock, Maple, Newt. The other three of your party veer in direction as you head to the familiar shop, the squat, rounded building in the middle of the Cobbles district, Daeneric's workshop. You hear a grinding of gears almost, which echoes almost all the way down the street as you approach. A cat goes meow and off onto a rooftop. But you get to the door, swing it open, and inside there is the familiar, large, chunky, juggernaut warforged, kind of messing with a small contraption that was like a small lever type thing.
He's such a nice man.
I
love him.
Lifts his head as you.
Love
arrive.
that.
Wow.
Oh, hi, everyone. What can I do for you?
Hi. So you want to keep this on like the down low if you don't mind. It's not super like weird. It's not. We're not doing anything illegal or anything. Don't worry.
I'm
but
worried.
We're going to see someone that needs to be impressed.
Okay.
Do you have anything currently that you think would be like
Impressive.
a good trinket or a cool thing? I don't know, like
What are they like?
fancy things.
Shiny stuff,
Um,
right?
Yeah, fancy things, shiny things, gold.
Explodey things. Probably.
Also explodey things, maybe.
Fireworks.
Well, I'm a blacksmith and a tinker, so
Yeah, have you like tinkered anything cool recently?
I've got a few things from like commissions from the army. So I've been making some I've been kind of experimenting with some rifle stuff. And you might want to try like a jeweler for like the like fancy shiny stuff. I'm closer to the blacksmith side of things. I mean the Strider's not done yet. And I don't know that that's for sale, actually.
Yeah, that's fair. That was like your like life project, right? Like I totally
Yeah.
get that.
Sorry.
It's
Who is
okay.
this person? Like, what are they? Like?
Just an important person. that
Someone
the army wants
important.
us to go and see. It's fine.
Okay.
We've got quite a fiery.
Totally rolled inside, and he's just like, yeah, okay then.
You're so
Oh
cute.
my god, Andrew, fuck yeah, that. Oh god, yeah. Poker face.
Um,
Cool. By the way, the armor's been super cool, so good job on that.
He like
And the hammer.
goes to put a thumb up, but it's his like pincer hand, which is like.
Oh,
I know the
Yeah, I
feeling.
love it.
I love him.
So what are you guys up to apart from impressing people? Anything
Just
fun?
the usual
Helping out
adventuring.
with the war stuff mostly.
Yeah, kind of a bummer.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it won't last too long.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Hopefully, as long as I keep churning out stuff like this for the army, I won't get evicted for being, from there.
Well, if you ever have
It'll be-
any like
it'll be
trouble, let us know because we know some people, so we can put in a good word for you.
Yeah. I'll put that in mind. Thank you. Is there anything else?
I don't know. Do you guys want anything?
How you doing, Newt, buddy, old pal?
It's things are good, great. Things are going well.
Okay.
How's the cannon now? Is it still...
And he kind of like gestures with his other hand, which is his like regular kind of like almost like black iron and dark wood hand, and he kind of does like a Spider-Man spritzy motion with it, and half the hand just like folds backwards, and out of the wrist a small short barrel comes out like and flicks out.
Whoa.
Nice.
Almost there. Though folds it back in. I don't show that off to most folks. They can't use them, so it's just
Yeah,
a neat
that's-
thing.
Private parts.
No. Oh! God! What is this?
God, it's like she's almost here.
Yeah.
I just felt it somewhere.
In the light.
Well, if is there anything else I can do for any of y'all? Any kind of
Yeah, do you guys want anything?
I'm trying to think of like what things I might get from a blacksmith, but like I just don't.
fun things? Yeah.
Like, I'm a monk who doesn't use weapons. Like,
You want like bigger fist?
Bigger hand.
Excuse me, do you sell bigger hands here?
Holy shit! No, make yourself like Hellboy.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god!
I'm
You
not
look
saying
so
that.
sick.
Yeah, I'm not saying that ironically. Just get bigger hands, dude.
Like be like Doomfist from freaking Overwatch.
Exactly. Just the hands, not the rest of the body. Just like.
I will probably say to this guy, I'll be like, we might recommend you actually. We know a guy who's in the Gun Scouts, so he might come along for some stuff.
Oh, they're not really things for sale. It's more like a commissioned research thing.
Even better.
Okay.
Trying out some different mechanisms and stuff.
Well, I'm sure he'd be interested either way, even if you're not selling.
I mean, when it's if I've got a prototype that needs testing, I'll be sure to throw it your way.
Yeah.
Oh, please do.
I like the gunslinger and the person who runs the enchanter's workshop, Ashura, are the two people not here. While he's like, I can make guns and enchant stuff
Yeah, and
if you're
it's
interested.
just like, wait, what? And the potion
Hey,
maker
it
is just,
happens.
yeah.
You've sent the 3 people to the blacksmith who don't wear like metal armor and like.
Oh god.
And then the people who like guns and enchanting went and got potions.
Yeah.
When the potion maker druid is like, yes, blacksmithing.
I feel like there's
I know these words.
I don't think there's anything wrong with. I don't see any issue with that. Everyone can diversify their fields and what they know.
Diversify your portfolio.
Definitely.
Got a book about dragons, okay? I'm being on brand.
You're on brand.
Yeah.
I'm opening a book. I'm not being on brand.
I'm the one
Ashura's
that
trying to
made
deal with
friends this
rejection. He's
guy.
on brand.
He used to be a gnome. We have something in common.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are currently Warforged.
Yeah, no. Did you have you made any progress towards figuring out your stuff?
Oh yeah. I've
Figuring.
like kind of nod his head slightly to the side towards Hemlock and just be like, I've made a little bit of progress on that one.
Do I notice
thanks.
that?
Thank you for that.
We
I don't know, do you?
Yeah.
My passive perception is 18.
Oh, you noticed it so hard.
You
see him begin to look the other way because you blind
Sleight of neck.
Nope. I rolled a 2. It's really fucking obvious.
Yes.
Nuke's there like, yeah!
Yeah, just like, he like pretends to stretch his neck, but he never stretches because it
He has no
doesn't make
muscles.
sense. Yeah, like... So yeah, made some progress.
That's great.
It's that. Thanks again for that. And of course, once I can get our enchanter in the workshop for a bit of time, we can see about maybe doing some work with that as well.
Yeah.
But right, should we head to the
yeah, should we go
jewelers
find like a
then?
jeweler's or something then, I guess.
Yeah. Thank you very much for the help, Deneric, as always.
That's all right. I'll see you around.
I
goes back to like screwing this together.
So stressed that you're all going to the jewelers. Like, oh my god!
We don't know.
Hey, do you guys think we should get someone who knows about jewelry to come with us?
We're the ones who were tasked with finding something cool for the dragon.
Yeah,
We're trying.
Just as we're walking out of the workshop, I'm gonna kind of look back to Deneric and just give him kind of a bit of a smile and a wink, and then I'm gonna walk out and grab Newt's hand and walk out of the workshop.
He kind of like
He'll give it a squeeze.
He gives you an actual thumbs up with the hand. Cool. So you just head out. I'll say it is easier to find. There are jewelry shops. We have walked past them before. As you head into the nearest one, it's called. As you walk into the nearest jewelry shop, what's it called?
That's what I'm looking for that now. Hold on.
Oh yeah, you went there.
Yeah.
Oh god. Hey.
There actually was a place.
My notes are just like a whole. Bleh.
That's okay, don't worry, I found it.
Okay, cool. Good.
You find the jeweler that you have been to before. Within the setting sun is a male Earth Ganassi, kind of short and squat. Looks like he is a dwarven heritage Earth Ganassi called Ima. As you enter, they've got two big magnified goggles on. They kind of crouched over a stool, and they're kind of it looks like an egg. And they're just kind of very carefully doing stuff to it with a pair of little tweezers. Yeah, like there's that kind of vibe.
They're Fabergé eggs in Adigan.
Morning. What can I do you for you?
We're looking for something impressive and shiny.
Oh, well, you came to the right place. How much you looking to spend? Who's it for?
It's for a very important person.
Well, yeah, that's why you give them something big and shiny, but
we are not at liberty to say.
Like an engagement ring or
no,
dignitary?
Yeah, more like a dignitary.
Yeah, more along the lines of dignitary.
I think that's the closest.
Well, he kind of puts down his little kind of tweezery tools, takes off the eye patch.
Okay.
So how much are you looking to spend?
How much money do you guys have?
Yeah, OC, how much money do we all have? I have 400 gold.
I have 250 gold.
I have 393 gold.
I said 410.
The house. Sorry, I've not been keeping track of house money, but the house funds.
We have like some
I know we use them to pay staff and buy furniture, and like we're slowly doing up the house. But like there are a couple of plat floating around as well.
Okay.
That you could definitely dip into.
Cool.
We're looking for something. This is going to sound strange, but bear with us. Something that is uniquely Adigani. Something that really represents our nation.
Definitely.
All right. Motifs of dragons, like giant slaying and gnomes and stuff. That kind of vibe, like historical.
I just realised as well that the ones of us going out to find something of value representing Adigan, none of us are charismatic, none of us know anything about value, and none of us are from Adigan.
We're really good at delegating tasks.
Do you say you had stuff of like dragons killing giants?
No, I misspoke. People kill, because that's what happened here.
Oh, right.
The giant war.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a big Adigan moment, though. So that was that.
Could you do some kind of something to do with dragons? I think a wonderful motif of a dragon would be a lovely thing to give to this person.
Yeah, I mean, I can certainly do any commission work. It'll take maybe a couple of weeks though. If you want anything overly special,
what do you have in that's like around that kind of vibe, you know?
What have you just happened to make about dragons recently?
And he like goes into a back room and starts going through things.
He's a jeweler. He has plenty of fancy things.
So for you guys, like other things that kind of Adigan does have good things of, there are some nice vineyards. More so, the city of Lynn, or the town of Linmire to the southeast, is renowned for its liquor, for its whiskey.
Whiskey.
Yeah, and the Queenswood has quite a lot of ties to the Feywild and the origin of the country itself. So there are many kind of relics of Sarasta and Erlen carved from wood from the Queenswood, because the pool in the center of that was once a place where the bloodborne of humans and elves once trysted it up. So there are some relics like that which are quite Adigan-y. All things relating to where Adigan began, which was a refuge from the Children of the Sun. There was a bunker under the city that was a place of refuge that from there grew into a city. He emerges from the back room with like a small handful of things. There are some rings, some bracelets, some necklaces that have. It seems like there's either kind of dragon motifs. There are some religious motifs which you're not really sure why he brought them out in relation to giants and dragons. They just seem to be like pieces he's particularly proud of.
Right.
Fair.
He's like, these are the fancy things that I like.
So, it's important to be proud of your work.
We've got some like these earrings. They're quite gaudy, but if you're into wearing your bigger earrings, it's got like one half of a fire giant on one half, and then the other like, it's split in two. I've got a bracelet. I have a bracelet that's like a solid kind of blackish metal that is curved in several loops. That is like a large sword that is then kind of bent around to be the bracelet. Be careful putting it on, but it's quite a nice bangle. And if you look at the pommel at the end of the blade, kind of sits in the wrist and has a ruby in the pommel.
Ruby good.
Got a couple rings, and like a couple of the rings have different sized jewels in them with very, very eloquent, very intricate settings and designs around them. And a few of them have different like writings and scrawlings in Elvish and in Common and in Halfling, some of them in Giant as well. Yeah, there are options around.
Is there anything with like ruby things or dragon things or flame things or anything like that?
With dragon things, there are like one or two, and they're the smaller ones. Dragons aren't a massive part of Adigan's history, and therefore there aren't a big stock of dragonoid things.
Cool.
The biggest ruby on the table is the one in that bracelet.
Yeah, we could just maybe get like a collection of the ruby stuff.
Yeah.
Well, wonderful. If you're interested in a couple of this kind of sword piece, inspired by the blades of the fire giants, that'll run you 1,500. This ring in particular is like quite a kind of a soft, almost like a pinkish ruby.
Let me just
like
steal it.
quite a generous size ruby in the center of it. This one's out 750. These are one of the bigger gem ones, because if you're into rubies. Well,
Let's just
Well,
steal it.
just millions left next. Like, just
Just take it.
No, we're not
we're
stealing
not
it.
gonna steal. Yeah.
so
Ah.
you've kind of gone dumbstruck in my shop. What's
We might have to come back when we have a bit more funds.
all right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you could quite tell, but the three of us aren't exactly the most versed in jewelry.
Yeah. In sort of your brief, I gather a lack of familiarity.
Yeah,
Well,
we
if-
might have to come back with some people
But,
that
yeah, well-
know more about this than we do.
Yes.
Basically.
We'll come back at a later time with someone who has more experience.
Sounds like
I
a
think.
plan. He kind of plops himself back down on his stool and kind of slaps his kind of lenses in front of his eyes again and gets back to work on his egg.
I might turn back around and be like, "What's the egg thing, by the way?"
It's a commission piece for a noble lady in Spindlekey. And she loves eggs. Weird initial piece, but it's a lot of real estate to mess around with different designs on it. So
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
all
Thank
right.
you.
You guys exit the setting sun. Are you guys happy to reunite back around with the rest of the group?
Yeah.
On the way
Alrighty.
to the yard, the Livingwood yard where we're going to be meeting up, Markos probably would have headed to like a nearby bakery or something and got some hella nice packed lunch picnic for everyone. And we'll be sat
Picnic!
near the tree, when they're arriving.
Okay. You get to the yard, then Hope and Ashura, you get to the castle as well, and then Hemlock and NU-T and Maple, you all eventually gather with a very nice selection of pastries and baked goods. It is a slightly strange juxtaposition of the six of you seated around this large tree in the center of this castle. Having this nice food.
War going on. We're like, let's have a picnic.
And
Let's just sit down and have a picnic, you know?
the rest of this large courtyard is, aside from the pounding of feet in regular marching order, silent. There's no training happening. There's just soldiers moving from place one to place two. There are soldiers on the walls around the courtyard, marching in regular patterns on the walls. Occasionally you see a cart come through laden with weapons and armor that immediately gets taken off and taken deeper into the castle itself. You see a small cart of very well-dressed people. It looks like a small noble family is quickly ushered inside. But
It's usually a much nicer place to sit under this tree. Things seem tense.
Well, we are at war.
Yeah, that is true. Anyway, how did your search go? I managed to acquire 2 more potions of fire resistance and a few healing.
Oh, very nice.
That's pretty good. That is gonna be useful.
We found a little book on dragons. They're powerful and intelligent, but flattery, tributes to its might, its strength, all that kind of thing, as we suspected, will go down a treat. Also, we aren't going to be able to do a stealth approach here. I'm sorry, Maple. I'm sorry, Markos. Probably no illusion magic, Ashura. They
Don't know that.
a dragon's eye is a dragon's eye, and well. Speaking of dragon's eyes, and I'm gonna put my hand over the necklace that I've had on, and I'm gonna lean into Hemlock and whisper and be like, "Can you cast anything that could blind this?" Just a little experiment.
I can try. I can blind people. I've never tried to blind an object before. Why do you need me to blind your necklace?
I just think it would be interesting. And while we're at it, Ashura, if you'd like to whip out those goggles and run and identify by this necklace, I mean, it would sure help me out. I've been thinking a lot about it.
May I roll an insight check on Madam Hope? Because I'm suspicious.
Yeah.
I might be able to do. Yeah, I'll just check. That's a good
Not
idea,
great.
actually. But why are you?
I rolled a 13 for insight.
Wait, why do you think? Why would Lady K do such things like this?
Like, basically, Hope. I don't think Hope will have been reticent in. If you ask her, she's not going to not say it's from Lady Kai.
Mm-hmm.
She just also doesn't trust Lady Kai, and she's been vocal about that. Like you and me together have been the most vocal about that.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'll check, but I'm sure it's fine. And he puts the goggle on.
Okay.
Cast identify, detect magic. I can do it all day long.
As you focus on the necklace, do your goggles, and take a minute to cast identify.
I'm just looking real hard right now. Give me a minute.
It appears to definitely have some magic to it.
Okay.
But the only magic that you detect is abjuration of some kind. Even when you probe with identify to ascertain the nature, you just find abjuration. You don't find like a spell or an effect.
Bastard. Well, it's, you know what? It could be protection for like something, or it could be it's protecting the identity of whatever it's doing. I think it's protection. I think, well, you know, Lady K was just really nice to give you the necklace to protect you, rather than
Lady Kai gave you a necklace?
No, yes.
Yes, to put it simply. I'm in a bit of a pickle where she's concerned, I have to say. It's not every day you get to speak to a beautifully powerful ancient dragon that may also have caused a lot of trials and tribulations in your family.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still testing the waters there.
I can try and blind it, but the way it doesn't last very long. It's more just like a slight effect. If you'd like something a little bit possibly more permanent, I could try and dispel any magic on it.
I don't know. I don't really want to dispel magic on it. We've seen how dispelling magic on Lady Kai went down before.
That's a good point.
But why not?
The necklace turns into
Wait, is the
another
necklace
dragon.
a dragon too?
A dragon.
Basically, I know this is a very candid assumption of how magic works, and it's very childish of me, but I just want to see if the eye will close. If she's watching me or potentially watching over me, like Ashura says, then like it would just be interesting to know. You know, like a big brother state caused by a dragon isn't really a. You know, we've all read 1984, right? I don't want to be under the.
1984? Is that like a science fiction?
Oh yeah, that futuristic novel.
Yeah,
I heard about it. Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's slightly different in Gnomish, but
I think my mum had it on the bookshelf.
It's just it's more of a wanting to know if I'm being watched rather than like trying to stop it from happening.
I can try and blind it. I don't know if it'll work.
I think we can give it a go and
don't know until you try.
Whatever happens, happens. At least I'm not casting the spells.
That's always good.
Well, Lady, the last time I spoke to Lady Kai, she said that I shouldn't have to expect any retribution from her, so I hope that one more spell won't matter that much.
I'm sure we could push that line a little bit further.
She delights me in curiosity.
As Ashura just laughs. Yes.
I will attempt to cast blindness on Hope's necklace.
Okay. As you focus on the magic and try and reach out to whatever senses this object might have to close them, magic fades from your hands. Doesn't appear to have taken hold.
Damn it.
Don't think anything worked.
Okay.
What if I
it's
cast
watching and
darkness
it's listening,
on
it's
it?
either doing it in a very powerful way or it. I mean, I don't think. I mean, sweetheart, you can cast darkness around me every time I get changed or something, but I don't really think that's relevant at this juncture. Well, we'll see where this ends up. Whew, I have to say, I'm a little nervous catching the attention of a dragon. One dragon. 2 dragons. I don't know.
Just one.
I'm
Just
losing
one.
track of how many there are in my
No.
life.
Yes. Yeah. Maybe too many. Who knows? How many is too many dragons?
Well,
Maybe
thank
one.
you. That's all I wanted to say. And thank you for the
course.
pastries, Markos. These are
Love that.
delicious.
Yes, thanks, Markos.
No, no
It's
worries.
not
We said to meet up at lunch, so I thought, yeah, I'll get something nice.
Well, I'm afraid with you guys bringing good news, we don't have the best from our venture. We probably none of us really know wealth that well.
Yeah.
We went to see Deneric. He's not really got anything that would be that relevant. And then we went to a jeweler, and he had some like stuff, but it was mostly like human jewelry, and I don't know. Dragons can't wear human jewelry, so that didn't really make sense to me. You know.
And they can collect it, I guess.
It
But
was really expensive as well.
yeah, that's the main thing.
Dragons don't. Sorry, Markos, go ahead.
No, it's okay.
Dragons don't always stay in their dragon form. I mean, Ivrenfar apparently
That's
seems to be
true.
more into it than everybody else, but
Can every dragon change form?
That's a good question.
I mean, I don't know.
What the book says.
I'm 100% of the dragons I know can.
Okay.
And
But
it-
That is
not,
true.
that's not a good population to run an experiment. But
well, I mean, we know obviously
mean-
Lady K, and then the silver dragon we met. I forget his name.
Yanvir.
Yanvir.
Right?
Yeah.
Yaxim.
Think
Is
he-
he?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yaxim, sorry.
Yaxim, yes.
Yaxim.
But he was also okay. And then
Lovely
Ivrenfar is
dragon.
known to be like always dragon. But there was also the young one that was prowling in the mountains that was also in dragon form.
Galfrakis.
Yeah.
That was also a red, I believe.
Yes. It
Yeah.
was like a young one. So
Hmm.
does the
Maybe
book?
maybe it's an age thing.
I am opening the book.
Yaxim was old,
Just-
Yeah.
and the
big.
Yes, you
Does
could
the-
be right.
Does the book say that like every dragon turns into humans?
No.
Damn it. Book, you're useless. Damn it. Ah. No, I'm
Yeah,
not-
I mean the only thing we found that might have been valuable was this like bracelet thing that was like a sword and it had a ruby
Had a
in
ruby
it.
in it.
That's-
It was like over 1,000 gold though.
Ah.
It was a lot.
Ooh.
Yeah.
This is a lot. Okay.
Hey, I've had a thought. It's a really bad one.
Yeah.
What is it? Is it about
Hemlock,
stealing?
Oh,
that?
no.
You're
I am
great.
on it.
No,
Don't
no,
put
no,
yourself
no,
down
no,
like
no.
that.
This
Oh,
is
no.
this is a really bad one.
I like that. Go ahead.
I kind of look over to Newt. Do you
Oh.
still
Are you-
have that coin?
Oh, this
know-
would be fun.
New is just gonna like pat a small pouch on his waist.
See, there's 2 options here that I'm seeing. One, I could ask,
No.
you know, or 2, we give that. And that feels like an awful idea, but
But is it?
I love it. I love it.
This
It's
is
definitely a powerful tribute.
well.
do we want to give an already powerful dragon such a powerful item?
Remember
I'm-
what I talked to you about? Holding powerful magic items and how sometimes it's just good to just hold on to it because we might be better than the next person.
Look, we're acting like this coin doesn't have a sentience of its own. We know it's
Yeah.
to the Opal Oracle. We know the Opal Oracle is a living being. After having been to the Nemus tribe and found out a little bit more history there, the sentient being in the coin can figure out whether it wants to make deals with dragons or not. We
That's
could
true.
just
Yeah,
merely
right.
But
offer it.
I'm just concerned about possibly offering a dragon an open line of communication to an incredibly powerful hag.
And that Hemlock is a very fair problem, and I completely agree with that one. Maybe not a great idea, guys. Maybe.
I mean,
Is this the coin that took away your ability to turn back into a person when you turned into a bird?
That same one. It made me deaf for a few hours once. I lost a night of sleep without realizing it.
Change shape one time as well.
Couldn't change shape.
Hemlock.
I have a great
As you can
idea.
do the transformation from, and then you can do the transformation back, and so this coin takes away things.
This is something that
What
I've been
would it
wanting
take
Now-
from a dragon?
This is something that I've been wanting
This
to
might-
talk about. Like, this is something I've been thinking about since
Ooh.
since I went home and got a bit of a talking to from the captain. I kind of realized that the one thing controlling my feelings about this coin was the fact that I was afraid of what would happen. And I don't think that dragon would feel the same fear. I don't feel the same fear as I do now. This coin has only ever taken things from me temporarily, and it would likely do the same to the dragon. But this hag, we've met the babbling sage. This woman who exists on the outskirts of Maldron to put misery and despair on any who go and make a deal with her. We saw what it did to Buffett. We saw what she did to me. And why now do we have this other hag who could have the ability to do the same, but instead chooses to provide, in my case, answers, however cryptic they might be. In the case of the person from Maple's tribe, the ability to see into the future. Why is this creature so different from the others that we know and the others that we've read about? And would giving that link to a dragon be the right step?
So I have an idea, trying to use the coin, but that's more of like kind of other possibility. So I don't think I am with you, Hemlock. I don't think it's a great idea to give that to Ivrenfar. But now you did say that whenever it answered a question, you got some like backlash, or like
Something was taken away.
Only ever temporarily. I think the longest was 3 days that something was taken from me.
What we need to have is we tell the dragon, look, hey dragon, Ivrenfar, cool dude, there is this coin right here, you can ask a question, it will answer you. He asks the question, he gets the answer, and then we attack. But that's, it's violent.
That is not a bad plan. What if
you know? I don't know what it
what if the coin takes away the dragon's fire?
Exactly. We don't know.
We offer it the ability to answer the answer to any one question it might have.
Exactly. And then after we attack.
Yes,
Ka-ta!
like we're little fey creatures or something coming along with our little.
I
also do think, I've just been thinking this through. You are a great harpist, Ashura. I think if we go in there singing it a gorgeous song about how mighty and powerful and brilliant he is, blah blah blah, we'll at least be on his good side, and he'll want to have a conversation.
And if I'm on the bad side, like voice level, I'll just use like some illusory magic to just make myself sing right, because I can do that, and that's great. I'll just make good songs.
Do you think you could use the coin to ask what it would take from a dragon?
I could.
And I could ask what the dragon from us.
I could ask what the dragon would want. I could ask what it would take from a dragon. Although everything up to this point has been truthful, but I can't, guarantee that, and it's always been cryptic.
Maple, what's your thoughts on the matter?
I have a question for the DM.
Yo, what's up? I got answers.
What is on the bow? Has that changed at all since the whole Kaelin thing?
Ooh,
Good
Because now that we're talking about the coin and stuff, I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my bow can tell the future. What the fuck?
As you inspect the ivory short bow, the carvings across it, across the first half of each side of it, are the familiar tale of its origin, of how it came into your hands.
Yeah.
Now, it has there is a small icon of a flying draconic figure, almost like circling it. But it is a very small sliver and above that there is what you saw last time. The three skulls.
The 3 skulls, yeah.
And then it shifts into misted
Cool.
darkness.
Huh. There's a dragon on the bow now.
Oh.
Oh, interesting.
That's not good.
It is not
Really?
necessarily surprising,
Mm.
Oh.
Hey,
but
if... Sorry, go
good
ahead,
to
Markos.
know. No, I was just saying it is good to know.
If we... What you said, Hope, like, leaning into almost the Fae side of things, the gifts, the songs, I might know someone who could help. I don't know if she will. I can ask her now.
Ask her now?
And I'll kind of look over to Markos and look up at the living wood tree. Do you know about her?
Yes, I do. I haven't spoken to her, but she's usually present when a soldier becomes an officer.
Oh.
And there is a ceremony here in
Mm.
front of the tree.
I've spoken to her a few times.
You've spoken to her.
Yes, she carried me up to the top of the tree once.
Huh.
And the last time I spoke to her was before we went out to the Queenswood. Well, after we went out to the Queenswood, and she gave me the sapling that's now in our courtyard. I feel like
I did
perhaps
wonder where you got that from.
if she would. I don't know if she would, and I would never hold her to it. I feel like a gift from a dryad at the center of Adagan would be something that a dragon could value.
Damn.
She may, if nothing else, be able to provide counsel.
Indeed. Do you want me to try?
Absolutely, I want you to.
I think
Sure
I
thing.
think we should try.
Yeah.
All
Wow.
right. I don't know if she'll come down. Sometimes she doesn't, but okay. And I will stand
Never
up.
come down when I've been here.
I will stand up and walk to the base of the tree. And I'll put my hand on it, and I will cast Speak with Plants
Okay.
on, and kind of look up into the leaves and say, hello? I don't know if you've been listening to what we've been saying, but if you have, I'd really appreciate some guidance.
Make a persuasion check.
Ooh.
Not 17.
17.
Damn.
As you place a hand on the large, on the bark of this tree that ascends hundreds of feet into the air, towering above the skyline of the city, you immediately feel its power. There is energy moving through this tree, far more than there is most others. You begin to feel the energy pulse and swell, and while there is no answer, while the theory does not emerge and reveal herself, from the bark that you place your hand on, a small branch begins to just grow and twirl and curl into almost like a circlet. And as it winds itself into this ring of entwined pieces of wood, the base withers and it falls into your hand. And you have a very small, delicate circlet of entwined vines from this tree with small sprigs of leaf just beginning to sprout out of its edges.
I kind of look back up into the leaves. Thank you. Truly, I don't know how we'll repay this, but I will. Thank you.
Marigold will bring you bees.
And I will turn back to the group with it kind of in my hands.
That is amazing.
She's very kind,
That's
very generous.
pretty cool. Yeah.
Oof.
Wow. Yeah.
As the ring kind of comes up in your hands, you kind of turn to the rest of the group. A familiar voice pipes up, and Jed, with his short cut, kind of light blonde hair, slight dark patches under his eyes, comes out. A bit more kind of stubble is almost beginning to become an excusable thin beard. And he comes up to you guys. Oh, hey guys, I heard you were around.
Yeah, just grabbing a spot of lunch before we were actually coming to see you. Would you like a pain au chocolat?
Yes, I would. And he takes a pain au chocolat.
Sorry, I did a great joke, but I was mute. Actually, it's pronounced pain au chocolat, but you know.
Not in Adagan, it's not.
Not in Adagan, it's
Is
not.
that not?
In Adagan, it's actually pronounced pain au chocolate.
Oh, chocolate.
Next time I'll be like deep-rooted Adagani family guy, and you'll just be sorry, because I'll be like, croissant, you want a baguette, pain au chocolat, nique ta mère, and
My
kind of
players are
stuff like
turning my different nations into they're just turning it into France.
that.
Turn every world into France.
Andrew,
Maybe
I
it's
cannot
small.
believe that there isn't at least like a cheese or a wine that are considered like Adagani classics. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Hit us with that lore drop about cheese, please.
Dude.
Sir.
It's not the kind of world building I was expecting to have to whip off.
Guys, next character, I'll make a culinary cook, and that's it. And no, that's internet crashed. Yes. Big crash. Yes, I know. Wow. That's really bad. I don't know why, though. This is the first time in weeks. Oh, I'm so happy I can put that. Why? Oh my god. Fuck you. Well. Lol.
Air package.
And yeah, and then also, I want to
Hello?
warn him about
Hi,
going
Alex.
Markos.
Hey.
Sorry, I don't know what the fuck happened.
Yeah, no worries. We were just thinking,
Yes.
should we take a break? Or do we want to go live for another 15
Oh,
minutes to then take a
maybe
break?
For the next live 15 minutes, we can just go do our talk to like
It's just like,
pay.
I mean, you're just
check
you're just
in at
telling
the
Jed
RCC.
that you're just telling Jed that you're leaving, right?
Yeah, I think.
And you can
Yeah.
get
with
a
the
bottle
next
of whiskey
Hey, we're back.
as easy
Yeah,
as
and then
anything
we
else.
take a break then.
And we pause as you guys like actually set off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
cool.
sounds good.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Yeah, let's do that.
How is the stream, Alex?
I put it back
We're
on.
back
We
on.
are there, but
We're there. We're back.
Are we back on?
Sorry about
Hello.
that.
sorry,
Apologies.
people. My internet
Aloha.
crashed. I don't know what the
Yeah.
heck. This was just like it was super weird. Like it just crashed, and then I was just like click back on it. and
Your
it just
French internet heard the words pain of chocolate and couldn't
and it was
continue.
just like what pain? No, stop my ears. And it just
I will not abide by this.
Yeah, exactly.
The more we do this, the more we realize that the role of producer is actually really, really necessary.
Yeah.
Are you?
Um,
Yes.
Yeah.
And good
So-
internet also.
You guys are sitting on the base of the living wood tree. the dryad that resides within this gargantuan tree, bequeathing upon you a circlet of living wood, sprouting small leaves around its edge. And Jed Rauna, the member of the ICC that most of you met the very first time so many months ago, comes out. So you wanted to see me. What's going on? Are you guys heading off? Is it?
Yeah, I believe we plan to set off in the next day or two.
Yes, I think that's the
Probably
plan.
You said
tomorrow.
that yesterday.
Yes, well,
No, we're setting. Markos, why don't we set off in the morning?
yes, we'll set off in the
We're all
morning.
set. Yeah.
Okay. For your knowledge, I double checked last night. When you get to Flailzen Fortress, look for a Captain Fellock.
Can you spell that?
I will spell that.
Is
You're
that
looking for a Captain.
PHL
No.
LLUS?
No.
Is that? I
No.
think that's it, right?
No.
THELIK.
You're
Alex,
looking
do you want me to
for a
butcher more
Oh my
French?
god, shut up. You're looking for a Captain Fellock Branhandle.
Phallus.
He's a halfling gentleman. He's a little bit. Fellock.
We'll stick with brand handle.
Phallus. Okay.
Or just his name.
Just
You know,
Mr.
that
Phallus?
also works.
Okay. Well.
Ashura died.
Sure.
It's not me this time.
He gets struck down by lightning. I'll put it in the chat.
Rocks fall, everyone dies.
Yes, rock falls, everyone dies.
The tree falls on him.
A root breaks out of the concrete and strangles him.
The dryad just grabs his head, pulls it into the wood, and he just suffocates.
Yeah. So, look for a Captain Fellock Branhandle. He's a bit young for a captain, but from what I hear, he's doing all right with the situation he's got. So, find him, and good luck, I guess.
Yes.
There was something I wanted to mention, and I can't believe I'm saying this twice in as many months, but interplanar interlopers may try and come back into Adagan, and this time they're not the tentacle kind. They're the fairy kind, and I know we explained the Kaelin situation and the mess we made, and I'm still really sorry about all of it. We all are. But we had a very helpful, I don't know, like a scry, a magical reconnaissance, and saw Kaelin and the Drow Lord heading into an amphitheater in the Fablehead Hollow. I know we don't have troops to spare, but if people are down in the south of the regions scouting, they should just be cautious. That's where they have last been seen by us, at least, and then they disappeared from this plane. I'm sorry, there's never any good news, and I dump all this paperwork on you every time we talk to you, Jed.
I will make sure it goes to the right people.
Thank you.
Jed is honestly an angel. We need to figure out when Jed's
Jed's put up with so
birthday
much
is,
shit.
so we can
Owe our
throw Jed
lives
the
to Jed.
we need to throw Jed the bangingest birthday party, okay?
I'm going to get him so many custom cardigans. Like, oh.
Cardigans.
Yeah.
We need to be like, Jed, can we speak to your manager, please? And he'll be like, what? And then we'll go and be like, Jed is amazing. Please.
We'll
Put
be
him
the
in-
anti-Karens.
Yeah.
Raise,
Yeah.
raise.
We're not Karen, we're caring.
Okay, so yeah, I'll mention that. I'll put it in the file.
I
Oh
will
God,
write
how big
you
is
a
our file?
report. I will write you a report and drop it off right before we leave in the morning, because that's what I do.
Alrighty, thank you. Yeah, you're right. We haven't really got the troops to spare, but it is near Hollow Reach, so we should probably figure out what's happening and see if they're in danger or not. If you guys can help get Ivrenfar into a position that we can deal with, then maybe we can clear off the southern side.
On that note, I believe we have a little bit of a plan maybe to discuss. My personal preference would be to approach stealthily, find him, retreat with a full report. There are options on the table, though, I believe, from...
I'm
Yes.
kind of the middleman. Talk to Captain Fellock. It's his fault.
Right.
He's dealing with it.
Very well. We'll talk to this.
Man's been asking for more and more cannons. Not quite sure why, but
Probably
Cannons?
Ooh.
we're sending him you instead. So
We are the cannon.
go see what he needs. See if you can help out.
Who needs cannons when you've got these
Oh
guns?
God, kill him, please.
Well, I mean, I have an actual gun.
It's her 19 strength.
I hope Summerhold rolls her eyes.
People will never not flex.
Jed rolls his as well and kind of catches your.
Oh my god, guys. What if I married Jet?
No. Well, the first thing is you won't become Queen of Adagan.
That's not true. We can still overthrow the government.
Yes, that's true. From the inside.
Like, it's that rom-com thing where I go from hot mess to hot mess to hot mess, and the lovable cardigan-wearing side bay best friend is the one I end up snogging. I've just replaced Slate. Sorry, Jack.
So what about your boyfriend, God?
Your celestial boyfriend.
As you're
If it's in a dream, it doesn't count as cheating.
Exactly.
with your
I remember the song is more like blowjob
Anyway.
is not cheating, but I didn't remember.
Yeah.
Sorry.
takes a step back. Well, all right. I'll be my first. Drop that report by tomorrow morning. Good luck.
Jed, before you go,
Yeah.
and I'll just like get a couple of the remaining pastries. Here you go.
Aww.
Oh, that's nice.
Thank you. Take some and then toodles away.
Does
He
he
works
walk like a
himself
penguin?
too hard.
He's
There
a
is a
very
lot of
good
work to do.
boy. He's a very, very good boy.
Alrighty. So, are you guys just heading back to the house, report writing and resting?
I think so.
That's the plan.
Alrighty. So, if we take a break and we'll pick up with you guys kind of gathering at the edge of Adagan after dropping off that report. You guys hitting the road.
That sounds good.
Are you guys gathering horses and stuff?
Yes, we
Cool.
were. We said we'd get horses.
Cool.
Yes.
Yeah, you have horses.
Yep.
I'll
Thanks.
think of a number of how much that costs to rent or buy.
Hey there, military stables. Can we borrow some horses? We're just going to another fort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll
I can almost run as fast as
now.
I
We'll
was.
pick up at 8:20. So
Yes.
go get a drink, go
20
get some
minutes.
snacks, go grab some more friends, and be like, "Holy shit, guys! We're watching this D&D podcast, and it's so fun."
It's just
Hell yeah.
Be back at 8:20. We'll see you guys soon.
Gonna go fight a dragon.
And I think
Hello.
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 Ew.
Welcome back to Chasing Tails. We've got some. Well, we're not chasing tails. We're chasing dragons. We've got some stuff. Yeah.
Dragons have tails.
That, you know what? You raise a great point. Yeah. You raise a
Heck
good
yeah,
point.
dragons
gonna
have tails.
dive-
Oh god.
Oh, Hope is the real tail chaser. The Chael Acer. Anyway,
Let's chase it.
where we left off, the Soulguard, our group of ragtag but quite powerful now adventurers, handed their report of what they have recently learned about the goings-on near the Favoured Hollow, where their old companion, Caleb, was last seen before they vanished into the Feywild. They have gathered gifts for Ivrenfar, bottles of fine whiskey, a sprig of the livingwood tree grown into a small circlet. They've gathered these things, gathered their horses from the livingwood yard, and as you guys leave Adagan, I need a few things from you. The journey from here to the Flail's End Fortress, it had been marked on the map at the very south end of the wall at the border with the Great Forest to the south. What is your route? There are two main roads that go to Flail's End, one that goes along the border to the forest, and one that comes across, parallel to the wall itself.
Let
So-
me just check my map.
So, the two most straightforward methods of getting there would either be to follow the Great West Road to Brynwood, where you get to the wall at Brynwood and then you head south, or you take the Queen's Road, which goes through the Queen's Wood, you cut south to Hollow Reach and then travel west. You can go off-road if you wish, to try and cut corners and save some time, or you can take it to Hollow Reach and then head west along the road, which kind of follows the top of that tree line.
What do we think, laddos?
Are they roughly equidistant?
You have rulers.
We have rulers.
I mean,
yeah, we
whether
have a king,
equidistant
but-
or not, I
Yeah, we have rulers.
choose. I choose not wall because
Yeah.
Warzone.
I would agree, not wall.
Yeah.
Like, no good if we're dead before we get to Ivrenfar. Mad crossfire.
So it's about 110 miles if we go south to Hollow Reach along the Queen's Road.
Mhm.
If we
We go in a direct
Through the
diagonal,
Queen's
it's like 75 miles. You guys can travel about
We
25
follow-
miles a day at a normal pace.
go up to Brynwood and then down, it's 129, 130. So it's a little
They're about
quicker.
the same.
What
Mhm.
about go?
He did say we could off-road though, so if we go in
Yeah.
a direct diagonal, that'll take less time.
I mean, what I'm thinking
Yeah.
is like we could go through the Queen's Road down to like this crossroad by here, and then go across. So we don't have to go near the Fabled Hollow as such, and also don't have to go right next to the wall. Because I feel like
Yeah.
going next to the wall would be dangerous.
I
Yeah,
don't know, I think-
we could go down to the crossroads just there, like that little thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
And
mean,
then-
we could go cross country, but I think going to Hollow Reach and like spending a night at Hollow Reach and then the whole next day going to Flail's End is a good idea, because then if we
Oh.
just happen to hear rumors about like people that pass through here, if the people of Hollow's Reach are like, oh god, there's a Volmian who keeps coming back to the tavern, we could be like, oh, is there?
This elf covered in giant runes. Ugh.
Yeah.
And they have like a weird
Bald elf with glowy eyes.
Like, you know, it's just a bit of like
They keep
free
killing
reconnaissance. Like, we don't have to. Sure, we've got our ear to the ground. In
I like that
Hollow
idea.
Reach.
That's actually very good.
So going,
Big brain.
Yeah, that'd
Mhm,
be
I like that.
good. So that'd be hard
Do you,
luck.
may I put Hope's intelligence to 20? Yes!
Damn it! I answered too quickly. It's Q, right? Yeah, it's Q. And then
Mhm.
yeah, no, I can't do it properly. Cool. Yeah.
You okay there,
we could
Alex?
go- we could go. Yeah. We could go to Hollow Reach and then do that. I guess that's 100 miles. Sorry, I was trying to calculate.
110. I measured.
Okay. Am I still?
So that'll take you about. You'll arrive there on the
Couple of
5th day.
Ooh, it's a long travel.
Yeah.
Quick question. Can you hear me quiet
Hello.
or not?
I can.
Yeah,
hear
you're
you.
very quiet.
You're a little bit quiet.
I've
yeah.
turned you up. I've turned you up a bit.
I don't
You're on 200% for me, but you're still super quiet.
Am I better now?
No.
Hasn't changed.
Fuck. Okay, so now I need to. Okay, cool.
This is a child-friendly stream, Alex, with the profanities.
No, it's not. Remember that radio show?
Yeah, for fuck's sake,
For
Alex.
fuck's sake, Alex.
Yeah, Alex, stop fucking swearing, you piece of shit.
Sorry, give me 2 seconds. I'm putting.
Yeah, mind your fucking language, Alex.
Am I better now?
Yeah, for fuck's sake.
I think I'm.
You sound the same.
You sound
Sounds
exactly
exactly
the
the
same.
How is that possible? I've literally put my volume of output volume at like 200%. Well.
You don't want your output, you want your input, not your output
I know
volume.
why. Am I better now? Am I super loud now?
You're
No.
clearer, but you're
You're
not
clearer, but
louder.
you're the same.
Okay, and
Hmm?
I guess we don't care because that's. Is that better? No. Cool. Okay, let's go on with the stream. I just won't talk.
Yeah, just tinker with it, I guess.
So, I got there's an echo now.
There's an
Oh,
no.
Oh god,
Alex, it's you.
this is me.
Yeah, it is you, Alex.
Cool. That's fine. So
Oh my goodness, back from the break with technical difficulties.
is that better now? No more echo.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello. I can't
No
hear
echo.
now.
Nope.
Cool. Very good. So, in the morning, you guys go past the Livingwood Yard on your horses, Maple on Willow, your jackalope companion. You drop off the report with
My
Jed.
baby.
He takes it looking slightly less tired than he did yesterday, with a flask in his hand. You guys make your way west out of Adigan. The roads are fairly busy. It appears that between all of the cities, the logging camps in the Clearwater Forest are going overtime to deliver wood and supplies west to Brynwood and to other garrisons and fortresses. carts laden with weapons and armor and cannonballs and kegs of black powder and water and ale and food are all making their way west. Some of them diverge with you. As the road continues west to your right, you take the left-hand path heading south through the Queen's Wood. Your first day of travel is fairly uneventful, aside from seeing these very busy roads. And I believe after about a day's travel, you guys are just coming towards the outskirts of the Queen's Wood. This, a pretty popular camping spot, as it is a full day's travel out of the main city. You see what is a fairly well-worn camping ground. A section cleared out the side of the road at this kind of ending point of the forest. There are still trees that mark the rolling grassy hills that extend further south. Copses marking little kind of blips on the horizon. But here you see a good number of the carts that you have kind of been making your way in parallel with have set up for the night. Canvas tents and little circles around the side of the road. You see a few soldiers actually guarding this small campsite, there's maybe 6 of them doing little patrols around. Is there anything on this first night of your journey that you would like to do? Sure.
I'd like to, I don't know if I'm screaming right or not. I'd like to read the books, please.
Okay.
So just like go through the bestiaries and stuff like that.
Okay. As you go through the as you go through the bestiaries, it goes through the kind of the primary dangers through Adian. You don't get all the way through it in one night, but in the earlier chapters, you see many creatures that you've actually already seen. Many that you've actually seen under the heel of the Beast Corps. You see griffins in the book. Talk of how if you go near mountainous passes and hills, griffins in the wild are quite dangerous territorial predators. You see bullets, particularly feared by halflings, as they seem to have a taste for halfling flesh. These large, armored-headed, burrowing creatures are an absolute pain and a nuisance. They are one of the more popular bountied animals. Often younger adventurers will be hired out to go and deal with bullets that are plaguing farmers' lands, that are hunting down the cattle and things. Yeah.
Cool.
Um,
Are there any talk about killing cows, like as a savage animal, just as a normal thing? No. You can't hear me. That's fine.
I heard
What was
you.
that?
Cube of cows. No.
That's
What was that?
Cow cubes.
Okay. Okay.
Honey, you're a bard. You can sing yourself into legend if you want.
Yeah, just do it yourself.
Yeah.
That's true.
Okay. Is there anything else from anyone else for this first night travel?
I would just like to quickly check the campsite to make sure there are no kobolds that are going to ambush us.
Okay. Make a perception check.
After the first time, I want to be certain. That is a 21.
21. You are fairly certain after you take a bit of a pace around. A few of the soldiers kind of eye you up a little bit, seeing a warforged walking by themselves around a camp. But as they kind of see the people that you're traveling with, there's a few that keep that kind of steely expression. But a few of the older ones kind of come around and point you out and oh really? Shit. Who you are seems to get disseminated through them, and you are not troubled. You do not see any kobolds laying in ambush.
Good.
I will probably set up some snares and stuff. I'm low on mammal meats, guys. I gave all my mammal meats to Hemlock when she left.
Make a survival.
The mammal meats.
Make a survival check.
A survival check. That is a 22.
22. Yeah, you traps. You head out the camp a little ways, set up some pretty confident traps. Yeah. In the morning, you all awake. You gather your things.
Sorry, I didn't raise
Yes.
my hand, but there is stuff. Me and Hemlock just want to work on kind of distilling some powdered lead into my black ink, I think.
Okay. Where are you getting this lead from?
I don't know. You said I could do it, so I just would have taken some powdered lead with me.
You bought some, I guess?
I mean, we have an entire enchanter's workshop that we've crushed diamonds in before. I thought it would be a relatively trivial... I didn't realise it was a non-trivial item. I'm sorry.
It wasn't mentioned that you would get hold of some lead and do that at home, but that is absolutely doable.
Thank you. That's very nice of you. It is a spellcasting component for the spell I took for level 10, so otherwise it's...
I'll say using the night to kind of put some of that together, you make enough for 2 uses of the spell.
Okay, thank you.
But that is all of the lead that you brought with you. Cool. Alright, is there anything else for this night?
Yeah, I'm just gonna burn some mistletoe and spruce leaves if I can find any, just to get some ash.
Sure. Okay. Mistletoe are hard to come by, but there are some spruce trees at the edge of this forest.
Just the leaves from mistletoe. I don't need the berries.
The plants themselves you can't seem to find at this time of year in this area.
Damn.
It's like kind of coming into autumn. It's not quite mistletoe season. So, the next morning comes. You find a few of the carts and merchants have already set off trying to get an early start. You gather your horses. They've been fed and they've been watered. And you set off from the edge.
Oh, I'll check my traps.
Yes, checking your traps. You get like, wow, 6 whole mammal meats.
6 mammal meats, guys. Everyone gets a mammal meat.
They're pretty small. Like you get like 6 squirrels. With like assorted small mammals. So like a rat, 2 squirrels.
That's why I put down mammal meats.
Yes,
they're various.
The second day of travel gets you to just where I'm pinging that. You're about 8 miles north of Hollow Reach. Would you like to kick into a faster pace to make it to Hollow Reach this evening? That is up to you.
I would say so. Yeah. Get there, even if we end up a bit tired, we can just sleep it off.
It is the horses moving, not you.
That's true.
That is true.
You going for a fast pace?
Maybe not a fast pace, but just longer.
Okay.
Depends on how late we arrive.
Pushing the horses a bit longer, and Willow a bit longer.
How fast can the horses run?
So the horses move like it's these traveling days assume that you can push the horses at a normal pace for 8 hours before having to like let them chill out and rest and not carry a person for a while. Pushing them longer, I will say make a Constitution saving throw for each of the horses and for Willow, and it will affect their pace for the next day if they do that.
Okay. So the horses move at like 3 miles an hour, is what you're saying?
They can move at 3 miles an hour for 8 hours, carrying a person comfortably.
Yeah. That's about right. That's like walking pace for a human. So.
Yeah. Yes. So, if I could have, ignore that. Nu, are you riding a horse or are you walking?
I mean, fuck. If we're just going at like normal walking pace, then dude's not gonna bother getting a horse. He'll keep it in Adigan, so they don't so they have as many resources as they can get.
Yeah, alright.
You can manage that.
And you actually don't have any penalties for moving for a while, do you?
Nope, I don't believe
Part of
so.
it being a robot stuff. In which case, can I have
I'll just check to be sure.
I believe it's one of your wolf-looking things. Could everyone who's riding a horse or a jackalope make a Constitution saving throw? Horses get a +1 for their con.
Jackalope gets a +0.
Okay. So, Andrew, basically, as a warforged, I don't need to eat, drink, or breathe, and I also don't need to sleep.
Okay.
So, presumably I just don't have like a stamina limitation, right?
Yeah, I think I remember somewhere seeing it in a War. It might be like the UA Warforged, but there's I think like you don't tire from physical exertion.
Yeah.
Which I'm happy to slide onwards.
So,
Riders, what did you get? Ruby gets a 17, Hemlock an 11, Maple 11. David, how you doing, buddy?
Natural 1.
Natural 1.
That's a 2, buddy. That's a 2.
That is a whole 2. And Ashura with a 6.
Yeah.
Literally
We did
cannot
not
believe
roll
this
well.
shit, guys.
That's way better than you.
Okay.
Suck it.
Alright, you got a better horse.
Yeah, but
Yeah, so it seems like the horse that you happened to get, David, was a slightly older one. And Ashura you as well. The horses that you got were slightly older.
Oh,
Being pushed
Old
for
boys.
those extra few miles, they make it. They slow down quite significantly towards the end of it.
and die.
But the next morning when you wake up, they seem like they have not quite recovered, and they'll have a reduced speed for the next day. But you guys do make it to Hollow Reach a little bit later than you would have normally set up camp. But I'm going to say around about 7 in the evening, you guys pull into Hollow Reach. Your horse is breathing heavily. It is a city in size and size alone. It is probably the number of fairly plain, mostly wooden houses and thatched roofs that sprawl out a little bit larger than one might call a town. A slightly larger temple to Sarasta and a kind of offshoot for Timberlin and for Specklecheek. In the centre, kind of market is it's like the centre for the nearby villages and towns. The streets are mostly like packed gravel and dirt. Some of them just have kind of like padded down straw to kind of make the muddy ground a little easier to wheel carts over. It's beginning to rain at this point in the evening, and it's quite a miserable sight. A quiet town with muddy streets, kind of very faint flickering lights from inside taverns. There are some soldiers at the edge of the road when you guys enter, kind of keeping an eye on who's coming in. But there is definitely an air of cold and of wet and of mud here.
an air of mud.
An air of mud. But you guys kind of enter through and kind of following the same procession of carts. There are several inns which have space for travelling merchants. This does appear to be the destination for most of these places. Though it appears that some of these carts are actually destined for Flail's End as well, as they don't unpack anything, they just head in for the night. You guys find your way to a tavern, unless there's anything else you guys would like to do specifically.
That sounds good.
Sounds good? All right.
Sounds good.
We're good.
The tavern that you find yourselves finding room at to ditch your horses in the care of a very kind of a sopping wet young stable girl, halfling, maybe only 18 or 19, clearly muscular but just sopping wet. She kind of takes the horses with a nod but no words, and kind of rushes them towards shelter as you guys stagger quickly into the pale bough. Pale, like a branch bough.
Pale boga.
But yeah, the pale bogue.
That's how.
Within is an atmosphere that is very welcoming. Having been outside of that miserable cold and wet, the atmosphere inside is one of refuge rather than a continuation of that misery. You see at one set of tables there's a group of soldiers, one person kind of at the end of the table, a little quieter, a little more to the senior. Markos, your ninja eyes immediately pick out them with a judgment of character to probably be their officer, kind of keeping an eye on them during their off shift. You see in one corner of the tavern a tiefling with long reaching, almost antelope-like horns, in kind of very simple clothing with a large crossbow across their lap, just kind of cleaning it meticulously. You see a few kind of groups of merchants that you recognize from your journey here. Who had like carts full of cannonballs and swords out back. In one corner, you see a very well-dressed gentleman, kind of 40s, with a big beard, and what looks like maybe his daughter, equally well-dressed but much younger and quieter, sitting next to a very well-armored kind of bodyguard-looking figure. As you kind of scan the room and see these various figures, there is room for you guys to sit. It's not packed. This inn is maybe 2/3 full. No sooner after you guys have taken a seat, another halfling with similar complexion to the stable girl outside, but with their hair kind of in 2 braids down the back, kind of maybe mid-20s young man comes out. Sorry. Welcome to the Pale Bow. Can I get you guys a drink? Or anything?
Yes, please.
Are you okay? You seem out of breath.
Yeah. No, I just came in from outside. Had some other things to help my sister with. God, it's miserable out there. Ale, hot wine,
Anything.
hot black currant. What do you guys need?
Wine, but not
All of the
A
above.
pitcher. No, I will absolutely take hot wine. Can you put a bit of money behind the bar for your sister to have one as well when she gets up? She looked drenched, the poor thing.
Yeah, that's very kind. Pitcher for two pitchers of hot wine will be 2 gold.
Well, can we have one hot and one cool for the fussy drow over here?
It is red. Yes, sure. One hot, one cold, coming right up.
Well, like as in, I meant like not heated. I didn't chilled.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. Will you guys be staying with us tonight? If you guys had some horses out back.
Yes, if possible. Do you have the room?
Yes. Yeah. No. Yeah. We've got rooms. It's 2 silver a room for a night. Is that six rooms?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll get the rooms.
Oh, thank you, Markos. It's very kind
It's
of
awesome.
you.
Thank you.
We would like a spot of food as well. Do you have just some
Yeah.
anything on the cooker?
Yes. Of course. So we've got there's a venison stew on tonight that has been pretty well received. We've got a few pies. We've got some chicken. There's a few. Our mystery pies. We have I think, another batch out of the oven in the last half hour or so.
Mystery pie sound
the
fun.
mystery.
Should we get a mystery pie each?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
That sounds
Jolly good.
Of course, yeah, that'll be the whole fresh batch. I'll make sure to get those out to you guys nice and quick so it's still warm.
How much for the pies?
For the pies, 3 silver each.
I'll
So
get food and
80.
drink. Markos can get the rooms.
Damn it.
Perfect.
Not too
Okay.
Pay when you leave. We'll start a tab.
Okay.
cool. Thank
And
you.
looks around for a pen. Doesn't find one. It's fine.
I can hand him a quill.
No, keep using a pen if you can.
Just learn prestidigitation so you can summon a pen for 6 seconds. And just keep summoning it back.
Prestidigitation's not a summoning spell, I'm afraid, honey.
You can summon mundane things.
You can summon a tiny trinket that fits in your hand. Like
Pen is a tiny trinket that fits in your hand.
I mean, yeah. Ta-da.
By the way, what is your name?
It's like a mundane pen.
Just Jeff.
Jeff. So we have a name to call.
Jeff.
Thank you
Well,
very
you're
much.
not just. You're lovely, Jeff. Thank you, Jeff.
Oh, no, Jeff's the second name. My name's Justin.
Oh,
Oh.
silly me!
Okay.
But
What a delightful little joke. I loved it. Thank you.
I got my Jeff.
Fair enough, Jeff. That will-
Just
It was-
for Justin.
Yes, that was.
Yeah. No, it was like Jefferson, but I'm the Jeff Prime now. Right, we'll get these drinks and food out
Heck
to you.
yeah, you are.
That sounds
Um,
okay. Yeah, that sounds like you killed your father there, but okay.
What? No, he drank himself to death.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Jeff is oversharing.
I mean, if you want to project, I'll give you the answer.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
All right. Well, you guys stay warm. We'll get some drinks out to you now. He kind of heads off over to the bar. Slightly, you kind of see standing on a stool behind the bar is a clearly older halfling woman. You might guess to be his mum, working behind the bar. Is there anything you would like to do while waiting for drinks and food?
Jeff is an odd fellow.
Well,
I mean, have you seen us?
he's a
Like-
Yes, but we don't go around telling people our fathers died of drinking.
To be fair, I poked that one. I can't.
Yeah, there's kind of a. It wasn't exactly completely unprompted.
No,
That's true.
no. So you know.
Still a lot to share with strangers.
Is there any music?
There is no music at the moment. It is that low hum of evening conversation. They're occasionally punctuated by louder shouts from the table full of soldiers. I see Markos and Hemlock. Sure, your perception. Who's got a passive perception worth bragging about?
21.
20.
Fucking hell. 16.
17?
Okay, so
11.
pretty much all of you.
18
apart from-
for Hemlock.
Okay, so everyone except Newt and Hope. You notice one of the soldiers, kind of the one that looks like the officer, is kind of not joining in as much in like the rowdy jokes and anecdotal conversation that the soldiers themselves seem to be partaking in, but they do kind of throw like smiles and kind of eye rolls occasionally across the room towards the well-dressed younger woman next to the kind of older, well-dressed man, the younger noblewoman in the bar.
Excuse me.
Um,
That has made me very angry. For her, on her behalf, as in, like, I assume, poor girl.
I thought you meant because you're like, I'm a noble woman too. Why are they looking at
I'm
me?
a very hot noble.
those of you with chonky eyesight notice the woman is returning them with
Okay, she
they
wants it.
are reciprocated.
Yes.
It is not just like, hey.
It's okay.
Look at those chums.
It is a silent conversation across the room between those two.
Cool.
But pictures of wine are brought both room temperature and warmed
Room
over a
temperature.
stove.
Whoa.
Oh, just heads
No!
up.
Riona.
Riona's just going to reset their Wi-Fi real quick
Okay.
because they can't hear stuff.
She can't hear anything.
Okay. Well,
We're back. Oh,
nothing dramatic is happening. So food comes out. Your mystery pies.
What? Why are they mysterious?
I will. Yeah. The halfling kind of with a bit of a sideways grin. So our mystery pies are seasonal veg. Usually kind of a stock gravy, and usually it is whatever most dangerous creatures were hunted in the woods.
Oh fuck, that's
For the last
great.
week.
That's a great
So
idea.
if there's like wolves about, it'll be wolf in the pie. If some eagles got captured for picking out chickens, then chuck them in a fucking pie.
That is such a good idea.
Today, I believe
Today's mystery beast
today's
in the
mystery
pie.
pies are.
Red
I need
dragon.
to.
It's Ivrenfar pie.
It's a bad dragon.
Bad dragon! Oh.
Fake
Very,
pizza.
very latex pie.
Yeah, very full of lubricant. No.
Yeah.
Maple.
Yeah.
Could you roll a d6 for me?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
What's in your pie? Let's find out.
6.
6? Holy shit, you're eating owlbear.
Oh yeah.
So,
Some of it-
does it taste like game or does it taste like
Chicken.
does it taste like mammal
Yes.
or bird?
So for those of you that have
It's a
eaten,
gamey bird.
so for those of you, which is all of you obviously, that have eaten ostrich and pheasant, it is
course.
Yes.
it is quite a gamey flavored meat that is in large chunks, that is a bit more fibrous than a lot of poultry. So it leans more on the side of mammalian.
Fair
than it does to poultry. But
It's like somewhere between beef and pheasant.
It's beefy but with a quite gamey flavour.
Nice.
I like that, like, me and Jordan have the lowest perceptions, but are also the people who definitely have never eaten pheasant in our lives.
No one has eaten pheasant.
I have. It's delicious. It's really nice.
Yeah.
It's like good chicken.
I literally worked on a pheasant shoot for like half a decade. Like
My stepdad was a gamekeeper for a bit.
But to be fair, ostrich is great.
Sorry, I just lived in a normal house in a town and my parents were teachers.
I'm just poor. Like,
isn't expensive. Like, anyway.
Oh wow! Exactly on good time.
Riona.
hello.
That's
Riona.
Are you muted?
Riona?
Oh, hey!
Hey!
Oh,
All you missed, Riona, was, I believe, the officer
Sorry about
soldier.
that.
That's okay. The officer soldier on the table and the young noblewoman have trading knowing looks and smiles and gestures.
And that's
also,
not Markos and Hope.
no,
but
it's
it
not.
could be.
Couldn't know. And your food has arrived. Your mystery meat pies are seasonal veg, which for this time of year are kind of like gourds. So it's like a squash and owl bear pie. Yeah, that's what you're eating for the night.
Ooh.
Yeah. Is there anything that anyone would like to do with dinner as you eat or afterwards? Ashura,
Yeah.
what's on your mind?
So when Jeff brings the wine, I'll just just a second, Jeff. Do you have any maybe information? Have you heard about any like sighting of dragon recently? I've heard there was one in the region.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the Flowers and Fortress.
Yeah, and have you heard anything like rumors around it? What is being told in the city around like on that?
Make a persuasion check.
Sure. Persuasion?
He's covering up for the dragon.
That's
I mean,
right.
you can try and scare an answer if you want to go for intimidation, but
Persuasion is plus 11. I am fine with that. That's a 5. That's 16.
I mean, a pretty steady train of wounded soldiers come back here from the fortress.
Oh god.
Yeah, it's not great.
Fair enough.
There's a lot of talk amongst the soldiers that the dragons just playing with the fortress like it's food.
Yeah,
The fortress might as well be lost. Half of them are saying that we should just abandon it.
what do you think?
Well, I live here, so abandoning the thing between me and the dragon doesn't really sit too right with me.
That makes sense.
Quite happy for it to stay there rather than here. Yeah.
Fair enough. And any rumors around town? Just
What's the goss, you know?
what's the go?
Am I saying
There's
that right?
nothing new. I mean, this has always been a bit of a superstitious place. You don't cross the river. They tore down.
Yes! There, you wouldn't, would you? The Fablehead Hollow is just south of here.
Yes, my lady. There was a wooden bridge not too far, like a couple of miles out of town, that crossed the river. They tore it down a while ago.
Oh.
Yes.
They say the woods are cursed and haunted from whatever thing happened there hundreds of years ago. I don't know.
Any recent spooky stories?
No changes. I mean, the woods are haunted or cursed or something, but we don't go south the river. Nothing overly scary happens here. If you go south the river, then you never come back.
Right.
Yeah, well, we're not planning of going south of the river, so don't you worry about us.
No sir, no favorite hole for us.
I've heard tales of dangerous beasts in these woods.
Dangerous
Hounds with the
spirits.
faces of people.
Yeah. I'm not familiar with that one, but that's a horrible image. Thanks.
Creatures that look like gnomes, except their caps are
Markos, you
stained
can-
red with blood.
Markos, no, you can stop. It's okay.
What?
Enjoy
I'm
your
just
food.
saying.
And he toodles off back to the bar.
I swear to God, Maple has the lowest charisma in this party, but sometimes it does not feel like it.
What? I'm just making conversation.
Do you know how to make conversation?
Some
I
people
don't think
like
Markos has
scary
many
stories.
Like,
that
if you
man
live-
clearly did not.
If you live near the Fabled Hollow, surely, like, you've got to just accept that these things are nearby.
Yeah, but you probably don't want to be reminded of it too often.
Well, then why live here?
Because you can't afford to move.
Or you support a family business that it
Or you
would
support a
be
family bit.
rude
There are a
to
lot of
allow.
reasons where you can't just
I thought
leave
you
them
were going
there.
back to the kitchen.
Well-
Thanks, Jeff. Sorry, I got you back.
Quick other thing, if I can.
Of course, go for it.
While we have dinner and while we talk to Jeff and while Jeff is coming back into the conversation, Ashura will pull out his harp and play a little tune.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because he saw the two lovers looking at each other, he will play like a Romeo and Juliet kind of song.
Two lovers.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, Ashura's absolutely
A
just like,
table
Secret
divides their people.
And just playing
Okay.
a tune.
Make a performance check.
Yes, I do not have expertise in that because I'm a shit. Where's that? I never use it. Performance plus 7. That's a 15 plus 7. 22.
You begin you out your harp like Hawkeye does with his bow. Kind of turn your seat so that you kind of face to most of the tavern, and begin to play. What language are you singing in?
Common. So everyone can
Common?
understand.
Okay. Alrighty.
And I'm specifically talking about those two.
As you begin this song, and it sounds great. Like the tune is a familiar song to you. It's one of the first songs you learned in Common. Yeah, and then many of the patrons kind of turn to watch and to listen, and kind of like you see the old noble turn around with a big kind of bushy beard. Hey, tell him. What is he? Apparently not very familiar with the Hokori.
Yes.
Hope. Yes.
Well, when he asks what is he, I would like to sidled over to their table and be like, oh, he's a Hokori. It's been a long time since I've been able to share a drink with quite clearly esteemed folks like yourselves, and you might be out on a family dinner, but I'd love to share a drink and a chat with you if you'd be so willing to have me. Lady Hope Summerhold, delighted to make your acquaintance.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Wait,
Yeah.
guys, are we not esteemed guests?
Yeah.
Or, like, I don't know.
Can't say esteemed has ever been used to describe me, Newt. I'm going to be honest.
28!
I just picture
What?
yours, like growing out of your chest.
I'm
Just you rolling. Just like, hey.
Summerhold, it would be a pleasure. Please sit. He kind of like stands from his chair and pulls a chair out for you.
Ooh.
Ooh, nice.
Lady Summerhold, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Lord Curtis Browd, kind of like offers a hand.
I
For
will
whatever
take
you'd
it
like to do with it.
genteelly. Well, the ladies don't kiss the hand. No.
I mean, like offered a hand to take yours, should
Oh,
you
yeah.
wish to
Yeah,
shake
yeah,
or
yeah,
to
yeah.
offer your hand.
Yeah. I offer my hand to Curtis Browd.
He
And
kind of bows
your
ahead
lovely...
yes, Jane. Jane, Lady Summerhold. Make a history check for me, Hope.
Okay. That's only a 10.
A 10. The name Browd does not ring any bells immediately.
Yeah. Where
well-
might you hail from?
Oh, Linmire is where we call home. We're we own a number of distilleries.
There it is.
And we're heading west to deliver our a tithe, a tribute to Brynwood. We're actually bringing a shipment of both whiskey and also weapons and things to Brynwood. Doing our part. Looks kind of very proud and very kind of keen to immediately tell people that he's doing this.
Yes, and you're doing a jolly fine job at it, I'm sure. I've had some of the whiskies from Linmeyer direction. They're absolutely fantastic. I'm sure it'll bring a lot of cheer to the soldiers of Brynwood's hearts.
That's the hope, They're putting up with such dastardly things. I heard tales of a dragon. There's much.
Oh, I've heard tales of a dragon as well.
It's horrible. It's our soldiers are doing what they can, and I may just be an old man that makes good liquor, but if we can help, that's what we do. What brings such an esteemed young noble lady such as yourself to this lovely town?
Oh, well, we're doing our part too. Out on some reconnaissance, on behalf of the king and whatnot, but it's all very hush-hush. Can't tell you more than that.
Name drop like
Despite the slightly kind of bimbling nature of this old man, there does seem to be an element of, almost performative patriotism. But as you say that, his eyes kind of narrow ever so slightly, and in his kind of watery eyes, there seems to be a kind of an intelligence that he has not really displayed. Understood. Well, let it be known at least that your work, whatever it may be, is appreciated and respected. I always heard amazing things of your father and his mother before them. Summerholt name is well known, and it looks like it's continuing strongly.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
Your companions, are you staying here tonight?
Yes, we are. And then we're heading off to onward to the wall in the morning. Heading westward like you, but more direct. And Jane, are you just I spent a lot of time learning the tricks of the noble trade from my father. Is that why you're here?
Curtis kind of begins talking, but Jane cuts off. She cuts off like, I've got this, Marlon. She is very slim-framed, quite short. You can almost mistake her for a halfling if she were not clearly related in appearance to her father. She's wearing quite a nice dark red dress with a nice kind of linked bronze belt.
Absolutely gorgeous dress, by the way.
Hair in quite an elaborate set of plaits that you're fairly certain she did not do herself. Something of the sort, yes. Father is doing these acts of tribute for the soldiers, and, well, as I am a Browd, in future I'll be doing similar things myself, so it's good to introduce myself to the travelling dignitaries. So that they recognise me going forward and spread a name for myself rather than just Curtis's daughter. And where you might have expected almost a hurt look from the old man, there is one instead of kind of pride and agreement.
Absolutely, I'm hoping you're Jane. We're not Stalwart and Curtis, are we, by any stretch of the imagination?
Absolutely not. Though I must inquire as to the nature of your ventures. It sounds incredibly exciting and dangerous. Heading closer to the wall.
Yes. We've been on all sorts of exciting adventures. Our group, we've done all sorts of things to help protect Adagan. I mean, perhaps you'd care to hear some of my old tales. Prudence, OOC, is diverting the conversation away from the current mission and gonna maybe tell them about the Mind Flayers.
Okay.
If they want to hear about it and just chat.
Okay. Make a deception check for me to see how smoothly you can divert the conversation without her kind of sticking to her initial line of questioning.
A 21, because I am
21.
now proficient in deception, baby.
Hell yeah. It seems that her interest was in these kind of fanciful tales of danger and adventure, and seems utterly satisfied to hear the tales of your past exploits. Both her and her father kind of listen in, and kind of at all the moments that you'd expect and desire, there are kind of reactions of no and wow. That's incredible. Yeah, and they seem genuinely interested. While there was kind of that suspicion of the performative nature of their actions and their mannerisms, they do appear genuinely interested. Yeah, maybe a little bit posh and blah, 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 noble, but they seem like their heart's in the right place, and they're very interested in what you've done and how that's helped the people around.
Do they regale me with any stories of their own that maybe any allusions to things going on around? Like, you know, I did want to get to talk to them, and I wanted to Jane in particular, but also it was more as well, I said we'd come to Hollow Reach to see if we hear anything, and I'm just doing that by talking. Yeah.
As they kind of, as you have turned the conversation on a little bit to kind of see what they've been up to, what they do, it's thoroughly boring.
Oh, shit. Guys, I picked the wrong person. Someone go talk to my teeth.
Jane is very self-aware that their life is very static. Browd seems to have a kind of an ingrown over the years pride in what he does in terms of running the refinery, like the distilleries, and also owning kind of the land on which a lot of the workers live, and so kind of he's a landlord and business owner. But he seems very proud of the conditions with which he keeps his workers. They all seem very satisfied, and you know, like he speaks like, a happy employee is an efficient one, so he'll try and make sure it's a good place and environment to work for involved, and that's how we make the best liquors in the the best liquors in Adigan. Jane seems like very, like she's heard this a million times as he's schmoozed it to other people, and is like, and kind of,
I'm gonna keep like as politely as possible talking to Jane, even though Curtis is there. Like, absolutely.
Yeah.
Jane
is at the point she is 19, so young, but with quite a sharp head on her shoulders. She seems very interested in anything that can get her out of Linmire. Any job that she can do for the family that involves going and seeing other noble families, anything that she can do for the business in terms of going and finding new business, anything that she can do to get out.
We currently reside at a manor just out of Adigan. If you don't mind, I'll take your details and keep a letter, because we need to keep our liquor cabinets stocked, and Jane would be welcome to come for a visit any time.
That sounds wonderful. Thank you. I'll be certain to take you up on that. The father kind of like looks very.
You will, darling.
Just like he has boring things to say, but he does not shove it down your throat. Like when you start talking to Jane, he does not keep butting in with his stories. He's very content to kind of sit.
Okay, cool. That's fine. Yeah, I wasn't trying to be rude to him. I just wanted to. I'm flexing my like pretty girl noble muscles in front of like the cheeky soldier boys, basically.
Oh yeah, and maybe not everyone else in the party apart from Newt can tell that most of these soldiers are like, what? From the moment you guys walked in, like eyes were on you a little bit of like, you know, who are these new guys? They look weird. But a few of the soldiers, actually, it appears that the officer, whoever they are, still only has eyes for Jane, but most of the other soldiers have kind of looked at Hope. They all know that she's way out of their league, and it would be rude of them to approach, but there are glances. Yeah.
They're not level 10, is what you're saying.
Markos.
I'd like to approach the table with the soldiers on, and try and ascertain the commanding officer's level of rank,
Okay.
and sit down and have a chat with him. He's what?
None of them are. None of them are in uniform.
Insight it.
Yeah, can I insight check? My passive insight's 17.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's not hiding it. He's clearly the officer, and with a troop of this size, he's probably not a captain. So he's either a second or a first lieutenant. As you kind of approach the table and introduce yourself, do you introduce yourself with rank?
No, I don't, because my rank should be plainly obvious by what I'm wearing, which is my uniform.
Yep.
So I just say, good evening, gentlemen. Markos, Astreva, pleasure to meet you. And you are...
A bunch of the soldiers kind of like look up at you. The officer themselves kind of leans towards you, stands, kind of brings a... Are you holding out your drink with you?
Yeah, I have my mug of hot wine. But I'm holding out a hand to shake as well.
He stands from his chair, shakes your hand. Pleasure to meet you. Lieutenant Tristan. Jacobs is fine. Please, have a seat with us.
Of course, yes. Take it you're traveling to Flail's End. Or from?
We're taking back one of the carts. So back and forth. Not a lot of the merchants now actually go all the way to the fortress. They drop them off here, so they're doing a bit of the back and forth.
Convoy duty.
Yeah, it's not the most interesting or the most entertaining, but hey, look, it gets me out of the fortress, so I'm not going to complain. What about you? I haven't heard of it.
Yes, so I'm normally, the last few years of my career I've been stationed in Canis, so don't get the opportunity to venture this far south. We're heading to Flail's End, however.
Aye, just,
Speak to the captain there.
Just a single gun scout and some your friends.
Yes.
Fortress.
It's taking all of my energy for Maple to not stamp over like, just his friends, bitch! Excuse me!
They're contractors of a sort.
Sure. Makes sense to put an actual Adigan officer in charge of some mercs to make sure you do You're
I would not say in charge. I was assigned to work with them. They are well respected. Have you heard? Very well respected in the city of Adigan.
I believe it. You've got a fine noble lady with you. It's not what I'd normally expect from some hired swords. And I'm sure you have more than just that. I mean, no disrespect. I see the
not taken. I understand if you do not recognize as the sort of figure we got.
I think we can hear the conversation.
No, your passive perception's pretty high.
Yeah, that's true. Maple's probably like...
Is a 16 enough to hear it?
I have 2 daggers, a bow, and a large hammer.
It was just the rest of us sat at the table just looking at each other, just boiling.
Okay.
I'm like, I can punch you without having to sit up from my table.
I am the most feral piece of shit, okay? Do not try me.
So, what are you, what are you doing coming down to the fortress? It's,
I cannot say. Unfortunately. But rest assured, we will be aiding in the defense of Flail's End. We are seeking to remove a threat.
Well, we are we've just had a fresh batch of threats delivered, so there'll be plenty to go around.
Wonderful. Tell me, how is the fortress holding up?
Oh, just about. Most of you'll see for yourself soon enough. Yeah, some of the walls come down. There was an accident there. It's taken a while. some of the walls have come down. They most of the wood from the wall side is gone. Most of the trees around the fortress are burned away.
Do they still have clean water at least?
We've got the well in the middle of the fortress, so
That is good.
that's why we built the fortress there. It's actually like the bottom of a hill. It's a stupid place for a fortress, but got the water at least. So, well, I mean, if you can't tell us why you're coming, I suppose I won't ask.
It's yes.
Welcome to
Sent
a bunch of nerdy-ass voice actors sit around and play Dungeons and Dragons.
Except none of us are voice actors, and please don't judge us.
Yep. No, I'm not a voice actor. This is Markos' accent wanders all over the fucking place.
So, where are you from? You're from up north. You're a gun scout. What are you doing? How did you get to this place?
Well, I was working under. Have you heard of Captain Pinel from the capital?
We're from the Royal Infantry. We haven't had too much dealing with gun scouts.
First Royal Infantry?
Fifth. There's a
Fifth.
garrison
Okay.
just outside town.
Yeah. No, second Royal Infantry. Myself, from Malderin. No, my captain, ex-captain, I suppose, moved to the city, and I got reassigned down to RCC matters.
Well, I understand why it's so hush-hush. I mean, I hope we find out eventually.
I'm sure you will.
Well,
Our lives
do you
should
want to-
hopefully become a little safer.
Oh, that would be lovely. I mean, do you want to stay on, take a seat and we'll buy a drink?
What? Yeah, so we playing a game or something? I bought a deck of cards.
Yes.
Excellent.
A few of the soldiers are kind of like, like, wait,
Yeah,
one
I
of
guess
them-
I just
one-
play
one-
cards
one-
and just chat war stories with them for a bit. There was
Nice.
this one time when I shot a hill giant in the side of the head, and its eye came out.
All right. With Hope schmoozing away with some nobles, Markos chatting up the soldiers. Ashura, your hand is in the air. You are muted, my friend.
You're muted.
Quick thing, just to create some chaos. Ashura,
Of course.
because he, I'm guessing, has heard most of the conversation Marcus is having. I don't know.
Oh no, Ashura's gonna go and stir shit.
I'm just making
Uh-oh.
chaos thing.
I'm excited.
He's gonna go. So when Marcus is gonna start playing cards, he's gonna go get a refill of wine, and he's gonna pass and say, "Oh no, boss! We said no. You're too good at cards. You can't just go around and play. You're just gonna strip them all the money. Come on, boss! Damn it!"
Make a deception check.
14 + 7, that's 25. No, sorry, is it deception?
Deception.
Yeah,
Sorry,
deception.
that's 23.
Oh no.
As you kind of like say this kind of offhand as you go and get a drink, Markos, you see like these soldiers like kind of the 6 soldiers and the 7th officer kind of like grabbing their coin pouches and kind of like getting like a handful of silvers to trade with. 4 of them put their pouches away.
I didn't think that was gonna be that way.
Put their pouches away and like, I'm down to watch. Two of them stay. One of them, with like a blank expression, looks like he just wasn't listening. And one guy, kind of a rugged burn scar that goes like, there's like one ear is missing, burns right across the face, a scarf around the neck a bit, kind of like eye like stares you straight in the eye, Markos.
That's what I want.
And he pulls out a handful of gold instead.
Oh, I like this guy.
Oh shit!
That's
Maple.
what I want.
Of the 4 that put their pouches away, I would like to try and sneak. And
No.
gold, please.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
We've just arrived here. We've
Just soldiers! We work with them!
And Hope, yes, make an
A
insight.
stealth check.
I got a 9 on inciting the guys, so they seem fine.
22.
22. You get up. Like, people know that you're about, but it seems
Even I don't see
none
you.
of these soldiers. It appears that none of these soldiers have like
I
marked
literally-
you approaching them.
I don't want to steal the whole pouch. I literally just want to take like a single gold piece out.
Okay.
Just to make like a point.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Okay, I can try.
It's just gonna be sitting at the table like, why is everyone leaving?
Yeah, it's just
Like,
me
what,
and
we
Newt
just-
at the table. Like, what the fuck?
You're on a
Hey.
date now!
So now that the rest of them are gone.
We planned this in Whispering
You slip your hand kind of like around the side of their coat. You immediately find where you sort of put that pouch. As you kind of like just use a little gnome fingers to like spread the opening of the pouch, you reach in and grasp a coin. Are you still going for the 1 gold coin?
Yeah, just the one.
One gold coin comes out. You catch the drawstring with your like little fingers. You pull it out, and it tightens it closed again. The gold coin is like tucked between your fingers and your hand.
I'll just go back to the table.
You have 1 gold coin.
And I want to spend the rest of the night as I'm drinking, just like flicking this coin up and catching it. It's like taunting.
You the guy at no point seems to notice.
You rolled 1 higher than my passive perception.
So, Hope schmoozing away with some nobles, Markos gambling, Ashura and Maple dabbling in that mess. Newt and Hemlock, is there anything you'd like to do with this evening?
Cute date.
I mean,
Yeah,
I've got-
basically.
yeah, just hanging out.
Yeah. I think like Newt's gonna question a lot more about just like what you got up to in the month when you're back on the island. Just like some of like the smaller details that wouldn't necessarily be like, this was a huge thing I did. Just like, how's the time there? How did it feel like going back to the shop and all that kind of stuff?
On that subject, with the rise in the war now that's going on, what were the changes that happened on the island and with the crew of the Stygian and things like that? Were there any noticeable changes?
Yes, there is increased trade between Volm and Naratos, so pickings are good. There are also some warships which the bigger ships of the Stygian fleet are eyeing up as targets.
Oh hell
But
yeah!
mostly it's good, pretty good pickings for people traveling from Naratos to Volm.
Mm-hmm.
Pirate army.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, I will catch Newt up on all of that, and then just chat about getting my parents settled back in and seeing everyone, and I think it also occurred to me it would have been likely that me and Newt were on Levasuda at the same time. So I think before we properly met.
Yeah,
Is that
probably.
right?
Yeah.
I think it'd probably be occasionally I'm I'm talking about such and such person. Do you know this person? And
We're like,
see
oh yeah, I remember them.
Yeah. Yeah, he has the weird ears and shit and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
the one that's a bit longer for
Don't
some
say
reason.
that, he's just an labyrinth.
But yeah, just having a bit of a catch up and a bit of a chat, and I will pass on all of the stuff about the increased trade and the eyeing up of the warships and things like that.
Hell yeah.
Alrighty.
How much money do I make gambling?
Roll a d20 and add your proficiency modifier and your intelligence. Are you proficient with your cards?
I am proficient with a playing card set, yes.
Then intelligence and proficiency.
Can I help?
Ashura.
And I will explain to you how I help.
Explain to me.
Okay. I will stay at the bar drinking my wine, checking the cards from far away. I can because I have a 20 PP.
I can do that.
He just whips it out and it touches the cards.
And at any moment I see the cards of Markos being not great, I will major image them to be good. Everyone will think they are
Okay.
good.
In that case,
That's
Bitch,
my
you don't have subtle spell! I'm sorry!
make a hand check. Ashura, make a sleight of hand check
Yes.
to cast your spell with no one noticing.
Sure, towards his table, just like,
I hope I have a lot, because this is not high.
Sure. Haha!
oh!
2 plus 5. It's 7.
Okay.
Hello.
So I guess I noticed my cards change in my hand.
You notice your cards change?
If I notice this, can I try and create a distraction?
And out the corner of my eye, I see
At the
Ashura.
same, everyone fucking sees it because Ashura is like kind of like it's like focusing with this like laser eyesight on the cards, and is like just like preparing the spell, like uttering the incantation. Ashura, you lose your focus ever so slightly, so tunnel visioned on these cards in this spell. And like as you kind of like lean out of your chair ever so slightly to begin casting it, you like a barmaid like bumps into you and spills a bunch of drinks, and like the tavern just eyes on you, and you're like, with, like kind of beads of like purplish black kind of energy and light swirling between your fingers as you cast this spell.
Like suits of cards floating around in it.
And like the tavern goes like, and sees a sugar going.
Do I finish this?
Ashura!
Yeah. Sorry, I was just practicing air harp. Sorry. It's
Air harp.
It's how I do it.
Air harp.
I throw my cards down. I turn and look at Ashura.
Boss, sorry.
Stay out of my games.
Yes, you had bad cards. Sorry.
I know I did. Stay out of my games.
Okay, we're gonna lose, dude. Like,
Do you understand how cards work?
Markos, I'll keep a counter spell on hold for you, sweetheart.
Just please, just no magic. I'm just trying to unwind. We're
What
going
Hope was
somewhere
saying is that
very
she's
dangerous.
Going to stop Ashura and be in front. She will be the barrier that stops him. She will use all of her spell slots to stop him casting Major Image.
Temple Shantashura when he tries to do it.
a duel between the
I am
dancer and the bard.
extremely sorry, my gentlemen.
Like, most of the bars, like most of the people have probably never seen a spell cast.
The blue elf cannot be trusted.
Oh my god, that's racist.
Great, just instilling a nice, wholesome sense of racism into them.
As if you fully a guy was like, oh, you're obviously their boss, and then you call him the blue elf.
See, you do know, as you're saying this, like
They've never seen a drow before. If I said drow, they'd be like, "What's a drow?"
Also, I'm purple.
like as you
Oh, you're purple. Sorry.
as you're like having this talking
even
to
blue.
with a show, like in control of the situation immediately, not really giving anyone else a chance to jump in and kind of deal with it. You do notice kind of like jumped into the hands of the halfling woman behind the bar is like a sawn-off double-barrel shotgun.
Yes!
Jumps into her hands. and you,
Queen
like,
shit!
pause, just, like
Queen
pause
shit!
as you're like as like Markos, you start like taking control seriously. It's like
What do you mean? Yes, Hemlock. Riona, I was gonna get fucking shot. What the heck?
Yeah,
Yeah, because you're a dumbass.
shit!
To be fair, okay.
We
You're
stand.
doing magic in Adagan.
And again.
To be fair,
Are
yeah, but that-
guns available for like the general populace, or are they just like a military thing generally? If I
generally,
see a civilian with a shotgun, that's like you really shouldn't have that.
yes.
Okay.
Civilians can't. I mean, like the only people that make them direct for the military.
Okay, I will note that.
Alright, you're all party poopers anyway. I will go back and drink.
You're pooping my party. I just want to play
I'm
cards.
sorry, Markos. I wanted to be a good friend and help you, but you would lose. It's fine.
Yeah. I think
You want to help? Try not telling them that I'm better than I am.
But aren't you really good at cards?
Ashura, I think you're done.
Ashura
You're
just-
done, Ashura.
Alright, you're all party poopers. I'm going back to my room.
Okay.
Hey, bye.
Marcus, if you to restart your game, you can roll a d20 and add
Anyway,
your
gentlemen.
proficiency.
Does this just leave me like third?
I
using
apologize
Hemlock
for
and
my
NU-T
friend.
now? Like,
Kinda, yeah.
I
Hey.
apologize for my friend. Now that you all know he is full of shit, if you would like to actually play, I'm okay at playing, I suppose. You'd still probably beat me.
The keen-eyed one that like brought gold onto the table kind of like gives you a very keen eye and shuffles the deck. and start stealing cards. You wanna make a roll with your intelligence and your proficiency. Where's your roll, buddy?
6 total.
6 total.
Yeah.
You have like a pretty crap hand of cards. And as you're trying to judge the face of this other guy.
Well, I can't because he's just like.
Yeah, like he's like, he's fucking mad dogging you. I will whisper you the difference, Prue, between the rolls.
And then you say it's me.
For your
Does Ben like have any somatic components?
God damn it.
no,
No.
it's just a bullshit ability.
Or is it like a portent?
It's your level 6 wild magic sorcerer ability. You just basically use 2 sorcery points to be like, I'm gonna change reality.
Like a portent. That's really good.
Yeah.
I should have done
As you're kind of like trying to judge this guy, what's going on, he like the mad dogging kind of increases a little bit. It cracks into a bit of a grin. Do you want to put gold on your hand?
Yeah.
Okay. He kind of like eyes you up a little bit and pushes 15 gold, which is like his entire pile of silver and gold, into the middle.
Ooh.
I'll take a swig from my drink. Look at my cards again. I'm assuming I've got like a 3 and an 8, and we're playing poker or something, right?
Yeah,
And like none of those on the river.
you've got like a pair.
Oh,
Maybe.
you can blood.
Okay.
Bear in mind that could be
It's like a
3
low pair.
Yeah, it's like a nah.
Pair of threes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll take another swig of my drink. And I'll match him.
Okay.
Ooh.
He kind of like blows into a big wide grin and slams the cards on the table. And he has jack shit. Absolutely jack shit. You get his. So add 15 gold. You get your gold back.
Excellent.
Add 15 gold. You're in.
Son.
Just in a mixture of golds and silvers.
Yeah, to your discretion.
Let's say 7 gold and then 8 gold's worth of silver,
80.
which is 40. Is that right? Oh no, that's electrums.
80.
That's
80.
80.
Electrum don't
Those
exist
electrums.
because I don't want them to.
Yep, 80.
Nice. All right.
Sweet.
Is there anything that anyone else would like to do this evening? Sleep.
Maple's just chilling.
Sleep, I believe.
Read the book and that's it.
Well, sleep.
All right.
I think just the one thing, Newt in his room will give one last shot of like trying to use his key to do the druid craft thing, and like basically, I want to know does it look like it's making any kind of progress?
Make a wisdom check.
Okay. That is a 14.
14. You focus and you manage to get a good grasp on the energy within yourself. And as you try and channel that, as you were tutored by Marigold, into Druidcraft to just will some kind of natural magic to manifest, nothing happens.
Okay, so just so I don't like keep trying this over and over and over again, do I get the feeling that like there is something else that I need to deal with first before I could do this, or like it doesn't feel like if I keep trying, it will get through?
You have seen other Warforged use magic. You saw the Warforged when you first ventured into Volm. The Ranger Forge that followed you use Ranger magic, which is natural magic.
Yeah.
But as you try and take a grasp of it yourself, it feels that there is something else impeding you.
Okay. Interesting.
Alright.
Alright, yeah. After that, I'll take a rest.
With that, you will eventually make your way to your own rooms, or do you?
Huh?
I can't find my room. It's gone. Oh no.
Actually, illusory terrain on the entire bar.
God damn it.
Your nights go smoothly and calmly. You all go to bed with a nice buzz, apart from you, Nuke, because you're a robot.
No,
But
he's
you
just
wake-
buzzing because he is a robot.
This is
Yeah,
buzzing.
his is an annoying.
You can hear a very faint motor in the background. It's like, just like the entire night.
But yeah, as you kind of
Snoring. Just revving up and down. Sorry.
you emerge from your rooms. Pretty much the entire same crowd, apart from the soldiers, are in the bar in the morning, getting breakfast, which appears to be some fresh bread and cheeses. Of what variety or quality of cheese? I don't know.
As we discussed, Andrew is not a cheese man.
But yeah, like as you come down, kind of the tiefling is he's got his feet up on a table. He's cleaning a different crossbow. But he like watches you. He's not trying to hide the fact that he's watching you, like with a cocked head slightly with a kind of a
I'm gonna watch him straight back, bro. Two can play at this staring game.
Yeah, he meets your gaze and he kind of looks you up and down.
I'll give
and
him
you
a
see
wave.
like raises a hand and gives you a slight nod. You hear a voice in your head.
Oh.
We don't have to talk now if we don't want to, but I'd be interested to converse. At your level.
Can I reply to the message? Does it have the classic?
It does not have a you can reply to this message clause at the end of it, no. But you just like his eyes kind of lock with you as you hear that.
Fuck.
Is this a plot hook or just a horny boy? Let's find out.
I mean, he is a horny boy.
Yeah.
He does have horns.
I will raise one eyebrow and take whatever I've taken for breakfast from the table and be like, if you'll excuse me, and like, no, I will go right now, and I will go and sit and eat breakfast with him.
Alright.
Why do people keep leaving the table? Like, I just...
Yeah, like you have Jane and her father have eaten after a short time leave.
I'll give Jane a wave and Curtis. You know, they're nice.
As they kind of like make to leave, they do kind of come over towards you and kind of kiss your hand. Pleasure to meet you again, Lady Summerhold. If you ever find yourself in Linmire, do just seek us out. We'll always have welcome there.
Same goes in Adigan. I'd happily treat you to a dinner there sometime. Either of you.
I will endeavour to ensure that occurs. Good day, and turns to the rest of your group. Good day to the rest of the Soulguard, and good luck on your travels.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jane kind of gives a nod and a wave to each of you and toodles on. As you reach the table, Hope, the tiefling, they have dark brown, almost black skin, perfectly smooth, almost glossy in texture. They kind of, the horns reach that perfect glossy black. Their eyes are like a deep blue, like a solid, like sapphire eyes. You see now they're wearing just a very simple traveling coat and breeches and boots. There is a rapier at one hip, and this crossbow kind of sat in their lap. As you reach the table, they speak.
Oh my god. Oh my own god, they're speaking?
I believe I heard your name was Lady Summerhold last night, is that correct?
Yes, correct. Mr. Eavesdropper, what might I call you?
Pariah.
Oh, sorry. Is it not Mr.?
What? Hmm?
Nice.
Just Pariah will be fine.
Pariah.
That's a cool name.
Pariah.
Good.
Oh,
TPRB.
fuck. I love
So
it.
edgy.
Right.
That's an interesting sword that you're here. And an interesting destination for someone of such high standing. My curiosity is piqued. But may I buy a drink?
Blueberry?
I will turn one down. And he plucks one from your plate.
Yeah, guys, it's going to be blueberries for Umbera.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he can buy me a coffee.
Yeah.
I'm not going to drink. It's like 8 a.m.
Yep, a coffee arrives on his tab, or they're on their tab. You kind of like holds your gaze without saying much.
How do you go about getting a name like Pariah then? Hope is not shaken. Eye contact's fine. Prudence is like upset.
Where I'm from, our names are given before we have a chance to earn them. From there, it's chance whether they're accurate or not.
And how about yours? Would you say yours is accurate?
I think that depends. From where I'm from, I think so. From here, it has little meaning. Where you're sitting, even less. To be an outcast of a stranger is to be nothing.
I don't know if I'd agree on that one. And where is it from where you might hail? If that's not too bold of a question, I apologise.
I'm from this side of the border. The specifics I'll hold myself. Hemlock, is there something?
Yes, I think seeing this conversation go ahead and kind of just seeing Hope stand up with seemingly no prompting and this kind of slightly shady looking guy, I'm gonna do a classic, and I'm gonna pop a little detect magic.
Okie dokie.
Thank you. Just to point out for the general populace, Markos and Ashura has just make a bet, thinking that the tiefling is Ivrenfar. I mean, that's
No. Ashura bets he is. So if he actually is, Ashura gets last night's winnings.
Get 15 gold.
If not, Markos doubles his winnings.
Yeah.
As you focus on that magical detection, you begin to reach out. You feel the familiar auras of the arcanely enchanted items upon your companions. As it reaches this tiefling, they themselves are shrouded in illusion magic. A point of recognition: when you sensed Lady Cathel and Zara, it was transmutation magic.
Transmutation.
Yes.
This is
is
illusion.
different. Okay.
Their rapier, hanging at their side, has, I think, a hint of evocation.
Okay.
And the crossbow on their lap has an element of conjuration.
Okay.
They're just a human who's using illusion to try and look like an edgy tiefling.
I mean,
I would do.
I was about to say I would.
yeah.
All of the graduates are like, yes, me.
Yeah, that is what you detect.
Cool. We'll kind of like lean back to the others and go. Yeah, I'll kind of lean back to the people at the table, and I'll also go up to the people at the bar and kind of say the same thing. Just, tiefling over there's hiding quite a few things.
See, Markos, I told you.
No, hang on. What do you mean?
No.
Do you mean like they're a dragon?
I doubt they're a dragon. From when I sensed the magic on Lady Kai, it was stronger in a different school. It's some kind of illusion.
So they would still be the same size. If they were a dragon, they would not be able to be small like a human.
I doubt it.
15
Illusions.
gold, please, Ashura.
Don't know yet. Okay, fat.
I'm gonna kind of wander over to the table,
Okay.
kind of not paying attention to the tiefling, and I'm gonna lean in to Hope and give her like a big hug and go, "Oh, morning, Hope," and I'm gonna whisper in her ear, "Be careful," and I'm gonna sit myself down next to her.
Ooh, Hemlock, you give the best hugs. Oh,
True.
Can you make a little stealth check for me, Hemlock, just to see just how quietly?
Ooh.
You can state what you have said.
So maybe that Hemlock doesn't whisper. It's just, be careful!
20.
20?
Dirty 20.
Okay.
I like how the party is just all around Hope talking to that guy, and we're all just like...
Yeah.
The people doesn't react in any way. They do not react as if they've heard or have any opinions on the matter. I don't believe I caught your name.
Oh, I'm Hemlock. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure.
The name is Pariah.
Pariah.
I'm simply an entity of curiosity. A group such as yourselves, Warforged, Hakuri, nobility, soldiers, strike me as a group of what the layman might know as an adventurer. And that interests me. Wherever people, such as yourselves, if I'm correct in my assumptions, I may not be, tread, there is often much to be gained. Truth to be found, treasure to be won, glory to be enjoyed. I would speak to no such successes of my own, but it is something that interests me. That is all to which my curiosity can attest.
Well, start out by saving a volume from a hate crime and see where you end up.
I'll bear that in mind.
What brings you here, travelling alone? Are you seeking to make a name for yourself? Wandering, listening to stories?
It's a place to begin. I can't say I've rescued many from many hate crimes. I've avoided a couple. But I wish not to speak so cliche, but when there is a calling to self-improvement, we can say. Hollowreach is a place known for its superstition, for its haunted and cursed woods. And whether or not that's true, it's a mystery. That intrigues me. Is that not why the six of you venture this far south?
Oh, those aren't stories, sweetie. They're very much real. Dangerous, dangerous, dangerous things in those woods. No. We are headed westward for our own little adventures.
West? You're not dragon slayers, are you? Come
Absolutely.
to collect the prize.
Absolutely not dragon slayers, no. Just people with quick tongues looking for a bit of quick work. Oh.
The fierce veiled, smile to your wording creeps across their lips. Well, I have no doubt that your Hakori friend is quick of tongue. For the pleasure it must gain him, I have much envy. Well, know that I am one interested. I wish not to impose myself on your time nor your business, but should you be wishing an additional pair of hands, know that there are many, including myself, who would be honoured to join you and aid you in whatever you seek. For a share, and for the winnings, of course.
Thank you, Pariah.
It's a very kind offer.
Can I buy you a drink, Hemlock? Oh,
if I may, that would be very kind of you. If I may, I have met, if forgive the assumption, I've met a few people. I've met a few people like you. You seem like a man. Seem like a man of mystery.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna lean in and kind of set my staff to the side and put my hand, my hand on my chin, just go. Why such a disguise?
his smile widens, and you see beneath his lips a mouth full of pointed teeth and a pair of long canines, not like suspiciously long, but like a guy with sharp teeth. Leans in quite close toward you. Some people are off-put by scars. And as he does, his eyes kind of like flick up to meet yours, and there's a slight shimmer. And as your detect magic lasts 10 minutes, you detect the illusion vanishes. And almost nothing changes. Aside from across the face, from the corner of the lips, is just torn away. And a full cheek to the ear is missing.
Jeez.
And the canines are longer.
Owie.
In my time...
And
I've
this
seen
guy's
it.
reinstates itself and covers itself back up again.
In my time, I've seen a few with scars such as yours. They rarely don't have interesting stories behind them.
Stories such as these are for close friends. Perhaps one day I'll share them with you.
I look forward to it. And I'm gonna give Hope a smile, and as I turn away, this is a risk, but I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna stand up, pick up my staff, and just very slightly push my sleeve up to show the brand, and then pull it back down, and walk away back to the table.
Pirate squad!
I'll add pirates to the long list of oddities your group. Now, I don't wish to keep you for any longer. If you wish company, I'll join you, but if not, I will not impose myself on your time.
Hey, guys! Because I'm not on the same side of the room as everybody else,
Yeah. I was keeping an eye out.
Do we want to bring a new acquaintance along?
The one with the illusions on his back?
Do they seem trustworthy?
Does anyone?
Let me get a look at them.
Us! With each other.
Yes, I will.
None of this get a look nonsense.
No, I just want to say hello.
Oh, sorry, Markos. I thought you were going to do poking.
No. Shake their hand, say hello, size them up, of course.
Thank you. Goodness,
But
sorry. People in this party get up to such shenanigans that I forget that you're a competent human being sometimes.
yep, I'll walk over.
I have no idea what you mean.
Hello?
Yeah, I can't relate.
It's Newton Maple. They always do like such shenanigans.
They stand from the booth where they've been sitting, and they stand like to the top of their head at about 6'8". The horns
Jesus.
themselves, they're slightly hunched as their horns touch the ceiling. Not wide, not incredibly muscular, just lanky and tall. They offer out a dark-skinned hand, which kind of pushes out quite a flourish of a cuff from the sleeves of their traveling jacket. If we shall do formal introductions, Soulguard. My name is simply Pariah, and to put an oversimplified title upon it, I would suppose I'm an aspiring adventurer, though such a simple label does irk me so. Mysteries, truth, treasure, and glory are all I seek. If my intentions are to your satisfaction, it would be my honor to accompany you on whatever daring escapade you find yourselves on.
And what may those intentions be? More precisely, if we were to head east with you. West with you. My bad.
West? Well, as an acquaintance, I would seek simply to follow this earlier stage. You have your plans, your intentions, I would assist. But as long as I uncover mysteries, truth,
Apprentice adventurer.
treasure, and glory,
Level 10.
I'll be more than satisfied.
Well,
Well,
I cannot. No, sure. My bad. Sorry. You go.
Ashura, Takahashi, nice to meet you. What are your, I don't know, capabilities? What can you do? Can you, are you good with a sword? Can you use?
He's literally got a rapier and 2 crossbows. I don't really know what.
I mean, sometimes it's just
Interestingly enough, he only has 1 crossbow on him.
Oh,
He has 1 light crossbow in hand, which he has like moved to to sling on his back.
well, you know.
I am talented with the bow, talented with the sword.
Uh,
That's
No
seen me
ice
very well
docks.
so far.
You seem to be talented in more than just swords, my little illusionary friend.
No, I cannot claim to be the source of any other talents I may have.
Fair enough.
For what I'll say within a tavern, my abilities have seen me alive through more than my fair share, and I trust to see me through a fair share more.
He's good to me. I don't need anything else.
I like him.
Markos.
Can I insight check?
Go for it. Make
Hey.
yourself an inside check.
I would have thrown to if no one else. I mean, I might still.
The rolls haven't been good except for that 1 crit earlier. And then 19 immediately before it. This is a total of 11.
11. He's a man of mystery.
But a man, not a beholder.
It appears from how they hold themselves and have
Behold
chosen
themselves.
God fucking damn it.
Their
God fucking-
appearance
Sure.
their appearance ranges between masculine and androgynous.
Entity
and-
Aquarius.
Yes, and from such language, I'll say you can infer they use he/them pronouns.
Yay!
Okay. And with my 21 passive perception, I probably would have seen when they dropped their illusion, because I was keeping eyes on that. I had a bet
corner of it,
going.
they also did it lent very close to Hemlock's face so that other patrons would not catch a glimpse. I'll say with your big old chunky percept, but you kind of saw as Hemlock's head moved slightly, you saw a section of just old scar and teeth
Yep.
towards the back of the jaw. Sure.
I'll just hold my hand out to Ashura.
Quick point of that. Because Alex is disgusted that David got a 21 in PP and I only have a 20. Can you tell me whenever it's 20?
It is on that line.
Yeah.
Yes, I will. I'll be sure to mention that to you.
I obviously don't care. He takes out 15 golds more and just puts in
30. We said double or nothing.
Yeah,
pariah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Oh, fucking
Before you
hell.
join us, you've not been having any strange.
I don't dream often.
Yes, but have you been dreaming recently? Stop pussyfooting around the question.
That's not an
He
answer.
looks straight to your eyes. I have not had any dreams recently that would cause myself any concern.
Look him in the eyes and I say, do you know anything about the children of the sun?
He's looking in my eyes, so he pushes me aside and stares in this man's face.
He turns to you, Ashura, in the sense that they're a large, well-known portion of this world's history.
Okay.
They form
Can I
sections of land mass.
Insight check him while he's talking about this stuff.
Go for it.
What about...
Okay, guys. I got a 2. But guess what? I will actually tie to because I do not want to be joined by a warlock of the children's sun, by any stretch of the imagination. Hey, so that is a 17.
17. They appear undisturbed with mention of the children. There is no kind of, they're talking about the children. I'll act cool. They just seem pretty chill about it.
Okay.
Last question, and Ashura will change his demeanor from goofy to serious. Do you look for power? An
This
insight check.
intelligent entity doesn't.
Right. Well, like badly, like a lot.
Do I seek power to the detriment of myself and others?
Yes, that's basically the question.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Insight check.
If you had to put yourself somewhere in a set of squares, potentially represent your.
Would you? Okay.
He hasn't touched a magical cursed staff of frost.
Oh fucking hell!
What's up? 16. If you had to look at this man's response and judge where they might sit on a 3x3 table that marks out alignment and manner, you might ascertain that he is true neutral.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Okay.
Hey, same bitch.
Ugh,
Self-motivated, ambitious, but neither malevolent nor benevolent.
they're just levelant.
They seem to be very, very straightforward in the way that they mean what they say. They are interested in mysteries, truth, riches, and treasure and glory.
I hope you won't take badly that we are a bit mistrusting of newcomers. We had bad experiences. But come with us. I don't have anything to say more than that, apart from if the others do. But I don't have any say. I mean, I don't have anything against you. So if you want to come, come.
I'm happy.
All right. Well, I shall try to make myself useful. It is in my best interests that you do not get sick of me, so I shall try and keep my mouth shut. All right. I have my own horse.
I don't think we're going to get sick. It'll be.
Sorry?
I wasn't talking.
Sorry, my bad. I heard something.
All right. Well, I believe the phrase goes with burning daylight. If there is a fortress to attend, I'll grab my things. And they vanish upstairs via legs. They don't teleport. They return with a bag slung over their shoulder, sword at their hip. No crossbow in sight. But when they come down, they go and they get a dark horse, like a dappled blackish grey, and mount up. Is there anything else you guys would like to do before leaving Hollow Reach?
How much was that tab?
They were very nice, yeah.
Yeah, how much was that tab?
Tip them.
Between your food and your
In
drink.
fact, fuck it. I'll just put my winnings
Ah,
from
Does that
not just
include
from my winnings just from Ashura, so that's 30 gold from the last bet. I'll just put that down on the bar.
I just paid for that. Okay. Cool.
There,
Don't forget, people. That was
like,
10
Jeff is like, I mean, thank you. The tab was, and like his mother like slaps him around the head. Thank you so much. She's like,
Oh, it's fine. Do not worry. Our good drow friend here is very bad at bets. He's paying.
well, thank you so much for your patronage. If you ever come back, this will sit on your tab. Most of it. Some of it will probably go for like a nice makeover or a new dress, but you're very kind.
I love her.
Treat yourself.
She
Oh my
deserves
goodness,
it.
yes. Brand new tailor's up in ad again. She'll sort you right out. Bobbin.
Poppin, I'll remember the name. Many thanks and good luck on your journey.
Oh, and one thing before we go. And I'd like to lean in real close to the old lady, the mother, and just be like, probably best not to show the gun to soldiers.
Well, to be honest, I believe that if our people and our patrons were in danger from some malevolent arsonist, much be better to stick a 12 gauge in his head than to worry about the legalities of things.
Malevolent
Fair point.
arsonist.
Neil's
Very
probably
fair
Girl
point.
Scouts.
The only
Because
thing that stops
from
a
his
bad guy with
service.
magic is
Well, forget I said anything.
No, actually, yes.
Well, I'll be sure to remember your
Thank-
kindness.
Don't shoot me, please.
I'm sorry to hear he is no longer with us, but
No, he
I
doesn't have
thank.
to, asshole.
Well, I'll thank you
Oh.
at least for his service.
His family are literally like, he was an alcoholic, we don't give a shit.
Well, good luck on your journey. It looks like the weather's turning a little bit nicer today, so go catch the sun.
No.
It's okay. The sun is like, oh yeah, it is east. You're right. Thank you. West. I don't know. Okay. Bye.
Alrighty.
Can I do my druid craft thing? I want to find out what the weather's going to be. I've never done this before.
Oh shit! Hell yeah!
The weather today looks like it's going to be mostly clear with some showers in the afternoon,
Nice.
but a bit chilly.
Cool.
Alrighty. You guys begin your sure.
There was
And hope.
oh,
Go ahead.
there was a little thing I just wanted to do. As we leave, I want to gust and slam their door because like they were slagging off hard for like a solid 12 hours, and like I know Ashura was being a shit, but also like
Wait, whose door is this?
their bar door. Like I'm not doing it in a way like I'm just gonna slam their door with magic as I leave, like because I'm fucked off with them and it was really rude. And yeah, you can't just pull guns on people that can do magic. Sorry.
Thank you.
Okay. The door slams and you hear a slight
Yeah, that's it.
inside.
Petty revenge.
Alright. Ashura.
Pariah, do you have any steed you mount on when you travel? Or do you need one?
He.
He's
Andrew
on a
just
horse.
described a horse very intimately to us.
As you ask that, he's like holding the reins of a blackish grey dappled horse.
Yeah, I was.
This usually does the trick.
That's fair. So I had like an entire thing prepared, but I guess I won't. Give me a second.
You'll get him next time, Ashura.
Yeah. He's just gonna go inside quickly the bar and say, "Do you need a horse?" Wait, no. Actually, Markos, what do we do if we want to leave a horse here, like the horse from the army? What do we do with it? We just bring it along.
Why would we leave it? They are a useful steed. We
But I have another steed. It's fine. Do we? Because I don't worry about it. I'll
Wait.
Wait.
well, I would bring it with us at least. Hitch it to yours, and we take it to the fort. They'll have stables there. They are military horses, after all.
Okay. So, I have. Okay, cool.
Alex.
Just hitch it to mine. I'm used to riding with an extra.
I was kind of scared of what's gonna happen. I'm not.
It's fine. Don't worry.
Yes, thank you.
Sure.
And goes on the side. Does a quick symbol in midair. There's a purple flash, and there's a winter wolf appearing in front of you.
Yeah.
And,
You extra bitch.
and I was like, okay, so I read that in the book. So this is my steed. It's called Snow. And yes, I have
Cute.
a winter wolf that is a large beast.
I'm sorry, Ashura calling it snow is the cutest shit.
Cute. That's adorable.
It's adorable, but also like you have a horse right there.
Well, I guess
Wolf's a bad.
now
All
is
of
the
the horses
first time
immediately,
for
like,
us
start,
to
like,
see snow.
Panicking for a moment. Kind of as a
I'm
gigantic wolf, the size of a horse, materializes in the middle of the town.
I will cast Speak with Animals on myself again, and
Okay.
just to all of the horses, just kind of relay, like, it's all right, you're completely fine, you're safe, calm down, we'll make sure that you're completely safe. And I'll give them a bit of the lowdown on the journey that we're going to do as well, just keeping these horses calm in a way that they can understand.
All right. They like to your
Gonna
voice.
introduce myself to Pariah's horse as well, because why not?
The horses relatively quickly kind of calm down as the wolf seems docile and
Yeah.
Peaceful. It kind of its enormous head kind of leans towards you, Ashura. It bears its large teeth.
Hello.
You see the black gums beneath the white fur.
Hi. Scratch. I don't really know what wolves are. This is the first time I see them. This is pretty cool. The picture was actually pretty like on spot. Hi. I think you speak, right?
I can.
Hi. This is Snow.
The horse is coming, jumps over as this
Okay,
deep voice
it's
rumbles
alright.
through this like enormous rib cage lets out this guttural voice.
I'm very happy right now.
It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, and I'll calm them all back down again.
Yeah, cool. So I'm Ashura, and we'll be waiting. Alright. Cool. Scratchy. I don't
Okay.
know. Cool. Yeah, that's good. I don't know what else to say. So yeah. Cool. Let's go, Snow.
Alrighty. He kind of lowers one side so you can mount. Alrighty. You guys mount up on your various steeds. Newt, you break into a slight jog.
No, like this time, considering Ashura's just left his mount behind, instead of having like Markos trail it behind, he's just gonna get on the spare mount.
Okay.
It's like, I guess I'll take this now then.
Alrighty.
Don't worry, Markos, I'll solve this.
No worries, just unhitch it.
Yeah.
Alrighty. All of you now on four legs. Begin your journey east.
West.
Is there anything anyone would like to do? West.
West.
I didn't mean west.
We're going to Linmar to get some whiskey, everyone.
I enjoy that my OOC. This is the current season and this is the current direction. I like that pleases me.
So you guys begin your journey west. The large forests building up to the left of you, and they mount big and twisted. These woods, you can see like where sections of it have been deforested, and you like have little patches of stumps. But even where these sections have been taken away, you can see the woods are quickly reclaiming it. You see vines and bushes building up around these little kind of clearings, and there's small sprigs of fresh tree growing from these stumps. To your right, you see kind of the rolling plains with the occasional copses broken up by farmland and fields. The road you're on now is not busy, but it's not abandoned. Kind of coming along in the same direction as you, you see two carts being manned by not the same soldiers you saw last night, but you surmise more soldiers that were staying in the town tonight on similar business. You cross paths with a small convoy of 6 carts, all with stretchers on them, full of people kind of covered up in like warm blankets and kind of covered over. You're not sure if these are injured or dead.
I hope the wolf doesn't trigger them.
The ones that are in stretchers do not seem to be particularly observant. But from the faces of the ones riding these carts, whatever happened, it wasn't good.
It was probably the dragon.
You know what it probably was.
Andrew,
Hello.
I just want to ask you, OOC,
Mhm.
is there any point us offering to help? Or will these people have been healed to a point that they can't... Like, could me and Hemlock do more?
Probably not.
Okay.
It appears that they're either already dead or they are wounded and have been stabilized. Like, they have probably already had a long rest, and whatever injuries they have sustained are significant. That will take time to recover, will take ongoing treatment,
Okay.
or powerful healing magic. Yeah.
That's fine.
At a slightly slower pace than before, with your tired horses, Newt and Markos, having pushed a little too hard the day before, you make it a little bit less than halfway, but you'll make up the difference in tomorrow's journey. Is there anything I'd like to do during this day or the night? Because I think you arriving at the fortress is a good point to end tonight's session.
Well, yeah.
You go, Riona.
Mine's just very well. The speak with animals lasts 10 minutes, so I'm just going to be chatting with the horses and with Willow and with Lily, and making sure they're all right, and with this wolf as well. Just chatting, introducing us all, making sure everything's going okay, and probably kind of riding up and down the line and making sure everything's all right with all of these horses.
The horses around the wolves definitely seem a little bit nervous, but the wolf itself seems very just very relaxed.
Would you say chill?
Megan!
Willow dies.
Dead.
Slowly but surely, my influence spreads.
As you speak to the wolf, it responds aloud in common.
Yeah.
And it just seems just very relaxed. It knows it has a job to do.
Mhm.
It's content to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, just making sure all our various animals are all right. I don't need to use speak with animals to chat with Nitwit, but I'll probably check in on Nitwit as well. Yeah, checking in. Maybe just checking in to if there's any like little woodland creatures, just saying hi. Making this is only like the first time I've ever cast the spell. I've only ever cast speak with plants before, I think. So like I'm just making use of this very cute spell.
I hope Willow's okay. Is he okay?
How's Willow doing?
Willow's pretty chipper.
He likes running.
Yeah. Yeah, like, you get some responses. From the woods to the left, not that much. You get more like a wood mouse on the side on the right, but from the woods it's pretty quiet and desolate.
Okay.
Oh, your hand was up. A little earlier.
Yeah. Copy this. I'm wondering if I could do this with you off game because I've done lots of talking. But Pariah like specifically spoke to me and then specifically asked about Beacon of Hope before like we all piled in on him. So I want to spend like a good few hours of the day like just talking one-on-one with him for a bit. But I don't want to RPE it.
Sure.
Now, because that is a waste of everybody else's time, I think.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Sure.
Just to quickly, Ashura will try to talk to Snow during the journey. Just ask him about wolf stuff because he has no idea what wolves are, apart from the book. And yeah, just like talk to him. Just
okay. He is a wolf of few words. Not seemingly due to any lack of intelligence. He just speaks when just about necessary. As you ask me about wolf stuff, he just responds very, very shortly.
We hunt and we rest, and that is all.
Sounds like a
But
good life.
for now, I serve you.
Or maybe like a friend. I don't want anyone to serve me. Maybe we can just be friends and okay. We'll talk about it later.
Will you give Wolf a sock?
No, he doesn't seem to like he uses the word serve, but there is no kind of discontent to it. Yeah.
We'll just talk to him, like tell him like this is Hemlock, blah blah blah, and just
Alrighty.
explain the situation for everyone.
Nice.
Alrighty. The rest of the day's travel passes pretty uneventfully. You come to another resting point, like that is currently empty, but you can see has been used pretty extensively for camping and kind of pausing overnight for the many carts that travel between Flail's End and Hollow Reach. There's like a small building that is just empty. It's like empty window panes, no door, but appears to be just like a rest stop for people passing through.
Nice.
A little later into the evening, after you guys settle down there, set up a campfire in the big tent. A few more carts of soldiers come by. They unload the stretchers into this little building. They light a fire in the hearth. It appears most of them are injured. And there's just quiet. The soldiers are not very talkative, nor very merry. They are glad to see that help is on the way, though they do not seem overly convinced that a group of 6 very sporadic people are going to change too much, but they're glad that something at least. Is there anything anyone would like to do during this night, the last night of travel?
Newt would like to chat a bit with Pariah. Like, we don't have to RP it, just sort of like chatting a bit, getting a bit more familiar with them, since they're like now a part of our group for the time being. And like like the first thing will just be making sure, like, hey, what's your opinion on Warforged? Because I don't want any really awkward tension between us when we go through this.
You
And
get the
beyond that,
impression
just
that
be like-
he is very used to being the victim of assumption.
Hell yeah.
And as far as like Adigan v Volm and Warforged and allegiances, he doesn't really care. Like he is a single-minded entity. Truth, mysteries, treasure, glory.
Okay.
Doesn't really care about like, oh, you're Warforged, you're from here. What are you doing now? He's a very kind of in the moment. What are your actions now?
Good.
Focused person.
I just really wanted to make sure about that now, so we don't have some shit down the line where he's like, "Ha, you fool! I've hated Warforged this whole time." Betrayal.
Alrighty.
You're like, oh yeah, his name is Pariah, but like, people could be an outcast and still be racist towards other things, or have their own ingrained like hatred towards them. I ain't taking no fucking risks.
Maybe he hates gnomes. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Maple
No
couldn't
one-
give two shits.
I'm kidding. No one hates gnomes. Gnomes are cute as fuck. No one hates gnomes.
You stole all their years. Goblins. So yeah,
Natural enemies.
Okay,
after a slightly more melancholy and somber night alongside these injured troops, a day's travel more ends with you guys approaching the fortress itself.
Oh,
You can see from quite far off the wall itself ends with this large fortress with towers around them. You see as you get closer, the tree line kind of stretches off to the left, and this fortress kind of is where the plains meet the trees. The towers that reach above, a few of them are missing their tops. What was once either a tiled or a thatched roof is just broken off and gone. As you get closer, an abandoned collection of tents kind of surrounds the outer wall to this fortress. You are let through, and what looks like a skeleton-crewed fortress. Whereas this is a keystone.
Skeletons?
They are all
Taken over by necromancers.
Where's a cleric when you need one?
Whereas you might expect this fortress, a keystone of the southern defense of Adigan, to be bustling and busy, it is almost silent. You can count maybe 4 or 5 troops along a wall that is like 200 feet long, of like the wall that faces you to the east. As you get closer in, however, you begin to see the extent of the damages. The roofs of the houses and the buildings on the kind of the inner, the outer ring inside this fortress, the houses that would have once housed the blacksmiths and the stonemasons and the kind of the ancillary staff to a fortress are pretty much all abandoned. Some of them are missing roofs, evidence of quite a lot of fires is plenty. But the only movement out here are small groups of troops, kind of 4 or 5, disassembling these houses for materials and taking these materials elsewhere. As you enter the inner section, you see the 2 kind of main center buildings of the fortress itself. You see the outer wall that on the other side of that is Volm, and a good section of it is torn away. You can see gigantic claw marks down it, scorch marks blackening the top of the wall, kind of stretching down. There are some other people at the top, kind of looking out. You see kind of very roughly made stone shelters at the top, where once they would have had the wooden barding at the top to kind of protect from archery fire. It is now kind of like a few rough stone shelters, nothing more. But the door to the main building is opened, and a halfling gentleman with shock white hair and a muscular frame, and a kind of a few flecks of burn scar across the face, nothing too serious, comes out. A large, chunky wooden pauldron, kind of on one side. You surmise to be Captain Fellock Brandhandle. The halfling kind of rushes out towards you guys, wringing his hands, and he's young. He is not a lot older than Markos. He is maybe like mid-30s.
Damn.
Markos is already young for his rank.
So, the Soulguard. Come inside. Got a lot to discuss. Any plans in motion? Have we got fresh cannons, even if they are a little more bipedal than the ones I wanted? Alright. Hope you guys aren't too tired from your journey. We'll rest tonight, but tomorrow, the work begins. And he kind of immediately gestures you in, and that is where we'll end tonight's session. You guys entering...
Did everyone just watch Jordan's face drop? I'm sorry, that was... Like, Jordan, I love you. I don't think they'll be Warforged. We'll find out next week, I guess.
Are they Warforged? Where?
No, when bipedal cannons, as in he's referencing us.
Yeah, like, I know. This is the moment where I was like,
yeah.
No, we are
the cannons.
Yeah.
you are the support. You are the cavalry. With that, we will end tonight's episode. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, like, share, subscribe, all of that stuff. Share it with your friends, and you can chat about it, because we will be talking about this for the next week to come.
Gotcha.
If you guys are enjoying Twists and Tales so far, 1, share it around, obviously, because it's amazing. 2, look out for the upcoming other content. There is the introduction to Hope Summer, a Wondrous Lady, already up on our YouTube and Facebook and places. Coming up soon, at some point in the next couple of weeks, there is an introduction to our own Maple Oakheart. What? Wow.
It's very awkward, as would be expected.
Yes. Figuring out all the tech behind going from repressed stream to producing videos is something we're figuring out as we go. Also, the first episode of Lore Drop, where we actually delve into the lore, the mythology, the history of this homebrew setting. It's coming out soon. So if you're enjoying the setting and want to know more about it, go for it. Get into that stuff, like and share that when it comes out. With that, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next week.
Thanks, everyone.
Toodle.
Bye-bye.
Bye.